That's my baby. I'm dying. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored. They did it.
Left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition, A2D Wednesday Night, brought to you by, as always, Mr. Vespi. I kick it to you.
Our main sponsor tonight is by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You know, 2020 and 2021 has been pretty stressful on a lot of us. So many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues each day. We are happy to support them. You can visit them at cherryhillcounselingcenter.com and Sunrise Detox Cherry Hill. And if you or someone you know needs help, you can call our friend of A2D, Rob Lutman, at 856-651-8117 over at the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. So call them at call Rob at 856-651-8117. Mr.
Vespi, I thank you. Everyone joining us, good to see you, obviously, tonight. It feels like we are going to continue to do this until the trade is finally around, but it's not just going to be centered around Carson Wentz. What we're going to do tonight, we talked about it on Monday with Tom and I. By the way, Tom, obviously not on the screen tonight. We are officially celebrating the arrival. I've seen this name going around social media. That's the Prince of A2D Radio. He's officially arrived into the world. So obviously, Tom is not with us tonight. So we're going to do our best to hold down the fort.
Yep,
obviously,
absolutely.
We give our well wishes to the Arnone family. We love hearing the great news and everything.
Him and Lena welcoming the birth of Cashin Arnone. Alexander Arnone, according to Tom himself. So we are glad to welcome Cashin to the A2D family.
So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to be giving our official Eagles 2021 offseason.
Who, by the way, is already a better talker than Ralph.
Oh, God. I love this. See, I love this. I love this. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to do our Eagles offseason 2021 predictions. We're going to do another edition. I feel like it's going to be every day until it finally happens. Stay or go Carson Wentz edition, which is going to go right into the poll question, which we'll get to in a second. Then a little bit after we get through the Eagles talk, and we're going to answer, obviously, all of your questions that we have with the fam listening around the world at home. We're going to do the second edition. I know Tom and I did it 2 weeks ago on Monday Morning Quarterback, but I want to get the opinions of Frank, Ralph, Greg, and all the fam who didn't catch that show, and also the fam that might be joining us for the first time tonight. The 2021 quarterback carousel. Okay, I guess we can call predictions, even though some of them have already happened. But basically, we're going to go around the NFL in a little while, and we're going to predict who the starting quarterback will be for each team at the beginning of the season. It could be somebody in the draft. It could be somebody via trade. It could be somebody who's already on the team, or it could be somebody via free agency. So we'll go all throughout the league a little bit later on, and then we'll finish off the show, a little Sixers, a little Phillies, a lot of news surrounding both. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But throughout the entire show, regarding if we're talking Eagles, talking Carson Wentz, talking anything around the NFL, Sixers, NBA, Phillies, MLB, feel free to chime in. Any questions, comments, concerns about the team? I mean, we all have a lot of concerns about the team. You know, we're going to be really interactive, obviously, a lot with the stay or go edition of the segments later on. So what we're going to do, obviously, we can see all of your comments. We're going to put them on the screen. We're here to hang out with you, obviously, tonight. We're here for you. And if you're joining us for the first time, like, subscribe, follow, share it around. We appreciate you, obviously, and we'll just go from there. So I alluded to it a second ago. Mr. Ralph, I'm going to go to you. Let's see how you do that, because now you're on the hot seat, because Cashin, he's apparently already a better talker than you. So let's see how you do. Yep. Mr. Della Vecchia, who's the poll question brought to you by, sir?
Poll question is brought to you by Body Check Wellness. You can find them at bodycheckwellness.com. You can use promo code A2D for 20% off all orders on Body Check Wellness.
Also, as always, we're brought to you by our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. You can find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Mr. Greg Milankovic, I'm going to start with you, sir. The poll question, and we obviously want to hear everybody your thoughts on this. And if you disagree with the poll, I'll just say, tell us where you think he's going. The poll question, the question of the hour. It seems like the question of our lives right now because it doesn't seem like there's any light at the end of the tunnel. And it's just kind of like, okay, are we going to get this over with? But I digress. Greg, I start with you. Carson Wentz will be traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Do you agree or disagree to that poll question?
Well, I kind of wrote an article a couple days ago about this and ranking the destination spots for Carson Wentz. And the Indianapolis Colts were my number one destination. I do think that they are the destination that he is going to. I think the rumors circulating out there that our offer is that our asking price is too high is probably because we don't care what the Chicago Bears have to offer us. We're waiting for somebody else to jump in, hopefully it's the Indianapolis Colts. I would also prefer something coming from the New Orleans Saints. I don't care. There's nothing.
I didn't think of that one.
There's nothing that the Chicago Bears have that I want outside of Roquan Smith, and that's not happening. So, what up, John?
What's up, John?
What up, John?
So I will agree to the poll. Like I said, they were my number one destination for that. Number two was the New Orleans Saints, so that's where that comes from. I agree.
Getting to a couple of the questions, and I'll go to you, Mr. Delvecchio. Again, keep chiming in, fam. We see all your comments. We love hearing from you. Mora says the owner from the Colts thinks the Eagles want too much for him. I think a lot of people around the league would agree with that. Totally. I think, what we hear today that the Bears say the same thing. And to Greg's point, the Colts would have the better offer. They have more players. They have the better assets. So it's like, damn, if the team to where we really don't even want to send them to Chicago just based off of the assets we're probably going to get in return, if they're saying we're asking too much, it's kind of like Howie, this isn't 2017. It's not the years where you're going to get Jay Ajayi for a fourth-round pick. You know what I'm saying? It's like the days of you outsmarting the room. It's like 4 years ago, my man. You know what I'm saying?
Especially because he's not any smarter.
Well, he's probably dumber.
Yeah, right.
We're all a little dumber just because we're somehow around him. Just being able to watch his moves, now it's hurt our intelligence a little bit.
And you also take a look at what the value of the Stafford trade had. The Eagles are probably going to maybe one up the Stafford offer, but looking at it right now, it's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty for
Tommy. That's not changing anytime soon.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Frank.
Now Tom chiming in saying, "I've slept a half an hour in the last 24. Have a good show." Tom, like we've talked about before, we told you a little earlier. Congratulations! It's great to obviously hear the great news and get some rest. I don't think you're going to be getting much of that for a little while, but I'll just say try to get some rest, okay? And we look forward to having you back as soon as possible. Let's see. Jimmy from Flight Zone, which you can catch every Monday night after the Sports Sounds and after Monday Morning Quarterback. He says, I want Wentz to win 4 rings with New England. Oh, that's depressing. And multiple MVPs just to see more than half of our fan base's faces who wanted to run this kid out of town. So Jimmy's being spiteful. I like that out of Jimmy. New England, I feel like they have a little too many rings. But I understand the sentiment. New England, no. Any other team? Sure.
New England wasn't my top 5.
Oh, you have a top 5. Look at you.
Yeah, they were until the Bears came into play. And then I had to push them out of my top 5. But I do agree with Jimmy. New England is a destination that you could make a case for.
It's true. A couple more before we go to you, Ralphie. Ricky Galone says, disagree to the poll. He's either an Eagle or he'll be going to the Chicago Bears for nowhere near what we expect. I have a strange feeling how he's going to try to outsmart everyone. Oh, it's a strange feeling, huh, Ricky? I feel like that's like a spot-on prediction. And yet, again, is going to fail us. Yeah, I don't even know if it's a strange feeling, Ricky. I just think that's like a smart, brace for impact type feeling. So you're good. Chucks, which you can catch every Thursday night on Birds of a Feather. He says, I honestly don't know if Wentz will end up in any, but I want him to. So I'll agree to the poll. See how bad it's gotten? Like, we've got our own fans, and nobody's wrong. Like, Jimmy's not wrong. Chuck's isn't wrong. But we're like, let's just send him somewhere nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the movie Free Will. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just free him. Let him go out into the ocean. Just free this guy, please. Mr. Delavecchio, I'll go back to the poll. I'll pull it up here right now. Carson Wentz will be traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Do you agree or disagree, Mr. Delavecchio?
I'm going to go agree as well. I think that's the perfect landing spot for Carson Wentz. To be honest, I don't want him in the NFC. If we are going to trade him, that's what you usually do. Unlike the Lions, because the Lions aren't going to win any football games anytime soon, maybe for the next 10 years.
Don's coming after you right now. Don, I can hear him typing. I can hear him typing right now.
Yes.
But if I was going to make the trade, I think like you guys have been saying, Indianapolis has more ammo than Chicago does and better players than Chicago does. So for the poll question, I'm going to go agree. And listen, he gets to go back to where his homeboy is in Frank Reich. So it's a perfect match for both of them.
There's that Don comment to Ralph.
I'll get to it in 1 second. Tori,
all love, Don. All love. You know that.
I didn't see it yet. I can only imagine what he's saying. But Tori chimes in, who you can catch usually every Wednesday. This week they have off, but every Wednesday night, right before we go live, every Wednesday on A2D After Dark. Says Bradford was traded for a first and a fourth, and people thinking we don't deserve 1 first-round pick for Carson is wild. Yeah, like I don't get that. Like people being like, you're lucky to get a second. Like I think that's a little egregious. I'm not one of those people that truly, and like the people who say this, like I don't think they're idiotic. I don't think it's not justified, because whoever is getting Carson Wentz, whether it's the Colts, whether it's Chicago, whether it's New England, please God, hope it's not New England. Whoever gets him, they're getting the player, they're getting the franchise quarterback, and they're going to be in a situation like Chicago, Indy, 49ers, another one, to where you can look at those 3 teams, especially Indy and San Francisco, and say, well, they're a quarterback away from being legit. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting the player. We're in actuality just getting a bunch of stuff in a major cap hit. So, and
you also got to think, oh, my bad, Ryan, go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You also got to actually, if you're Indianapolis again, last year you obviously traded that first round pick last year to the 49ers for DeForest Buckner. Mm-hmm. And, as a GM for the culture as a whole, as in Indianapolis, are you willing to part away with another first round pick and not be able to pick in the first round again, and then, hoping for the best?
Mm-hmm. It's true. No, it's true.
Well, that comes down to where they think their team is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To kind of Ryan's point, if they think they're legitimately a QB away, a first-round pick doesn't matter.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? I agree. Like you would think they got their young running back in Jonathan Taylor. They got a nice change of pace guy in Naheem Hines, right? And then you drafted, although you're probably losing T.Y., you drafted that wide receiver replacement in Pittman Jr., who had a great year. So you'd have to think that if they're trading, because you're right, Ralph, you gotta decide whether you want to give up another first round pick. But if someone's trading for Carson Wentz, that's them saying that we're closer, that we're one guy away. We're Carson Wentz away from making this all go. And at that point, it's a no brainer.
It's true.
Yeah, and the whole not getting a first round pick for Carson, I just think that's ridiculous. I think you might not be able to get 2 2s out of him, but you're definitely going to get a first round pick either this year or next year. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So real quick, fam, before we continue with your comments, I'm looking here. We've got 75 people watching live on YouTube. We've got 35 people watching live on Facebook. If you're watching us, wherever you're watching us, drop the like button. Make sure you follow it, because Ralph, he did mention to us before the show that if we get to 100 likes, he'll destroy his Xbox live on the air. So
that's going to be fun.
Yeah, so I didn't say that, dude.
Hey, listen,
let people down.
Yeah. No, you didn't say that, but seriously, let's try it. Like we were joking with last night when Tom and I we were doing the live reaction to the Sixers. It was like every like we can get is it's equivalent to a Ben Simmons 3-pointer. The Ben Simmons 3-pointer, it might happen in 6 years when he's playing for friggin' Phoenix, but it'll happen. It'll eventually happen. So, like I said, fam, it takes 2 seconds. We appreciate you watching us.
Absolutely.
Drop the like button. It helps us out tremendously. And if you're watching us for the first time, make sure you subscribe. or follow wherever.
And be sure to tell us where you're from. We like to see new people and telling us where you guys are from.
What did we used to call that, Frank? Eagles Nation sound off or something, where they
something
were
like that,
where they were watching.
Yeah,
is that like the hot girl check-in on whatever? Like,
for your sake, Greg. Sure. Ricky,
I feel like some radio station used to do that.
Was that wasn't a Stern thing, was it?
It might have been.
It might have been Stern or Opie and Anthony, because I know they had the wows on Opie.
Yeah.
Ricky says, can we get Ralph singing The Arms of the Angels again? I'll tell you what, Ricky. Once we get to 50 likes on YouTube, I'll play the video.
Ooh.
We still have it in the back end, right? We still have it
still in the back end. Everything is still in the back end.
Right now we do.
Oh,
right now.
Corey says Q102.
There you go. See?
Go.
It wasn't that crazy. I mean, that's debatable.
Yeah. Don says, fam at home, if they get 100 likes, Ralph will do a backflip. Let's go. Hey, that's your guy, Ralphie. That's your guy.
That's what you get for
I got bad knees.
What's going to keep you from the backflip?
Sure, Jan.
Be the knees. I know somebody was asking, I think it was Tim, he was asking, okay, with everything going on with Wentz, where do we think Ertz would go? And we're going to talk about that a little bit, but a ton of people before the show were asking, me, and I know they were asking us a lot on Monday, like, hey, do you think there's a chance Ertz and Wentz goes together in a deal? So I do want to touch on that on a second, but Frank, going to you with the poll question. Carson Wentz, and fam, like I said, feel free to chime in on this in the comments as well, whether you agree or disagree with this. Greg, you said agree, right?
Correct.
Ralph agrees. Frank, you'll tell us in a second. I'll give mine last, but fam, chime in as well. But Frank, Carson Wentz will be traded to the Colts. Agree or disagree?
I disagree to the poll. I don't think he gets traded at all. You look at the cap situation. Once again, it's a $34 million cap hit, resulting in $59 million in dead cap to a team that's probably in one of the worst cap situations going into this offseason. So trading him's not going to help him one bit, especially with a team that has a bunch of issues. So I don't see that happening one bit. If they decide to trade him, I see that they will probably trade him in during 2022 to 2021-22 offseason, where the cap hit is a little bit more friendly at a nice little $20-something odd million. But hi, Lily. But going in with all these trade rumors, there's so many conflicting reports, the lack of sources, you got one guy who heard it from a friend, who heard it from a friend, who heard it from another friend who's been messing around with like all these sources. And of course you got the third wheel of the Mike Missinelli show having a tweet going viral about Carson going to Chicago in order to get St. Nick back. But
yeah, that's fine.
It's ridiculous. I don't see it happening.
So you disagree to the poll?
I disagree. I strongly disagree to the poll. I don't see him getting traded. I think the treatment that the media and some people in our fan base are that he's getting, that Carson Wentz is getting, is despicable. It is deplorable. It is disgusting.
Oh, no doubt.
I've never seen a fan base turn on our franchise quarterback.
Frank, you made Noah throw his phone. That's how angry he is with the situation.
I know, but I hope he turns it around. I hope Carson turns it around. I hope maybe Sirianni can make it right for him. I like the new coaching staff. I'm a little bit skeptical, but I like to see change. You know what? Change is hard. Change is good. So let's see what we can do with Carson under the Sirianni system.
Mr. Eaton?
Frank, let me tell you about change. All right. You know what happens when you change often or just change things up for the hell of it? Well, you become a bad franchise. Like a la the Bengals, a la the Jets. How many times have we seen in our lifetime them change head coaches and change quarterbacks?
Probably as much as how Henry VIII changed wives, so we're all good.
Pretty much. All right. So.
Oh, Frank.
Oh, me indeed.
So Noah,
of course,
yes.
Of course, Lily agrees with me. She's just singing right along, So
Noah,
the bottom line is,
yes.
I think this organization, we pulled the trigger too fast on Doug, but it is what it is. Sirianni's here now. I mean, I think you have to do everything you can to rehab Carson. Most importantly, importantly, hey Lily, what do you think about Coach Sirianni? So, anyway, to make a long story short here.
Yes, please, yes.
You let these guys compete in camp unless you get the very best deal. You do it on your terms. Unless we get an offer that blows us away, there's no way we should be dealing Wentz.
Mm-hmm.
You let Wentz and Hurts compete in camp. If it comes down to that, it is what it is. And I don't know. We have to get down to the crux of the situation here, and that is why would a quarterback like Carson Wentz, who is as talented and supposedly as competitive as he is, why would he be running away from a competition with Jalen?
It's a great question, though. Yeah. It's a great question. Let me get to some of these comments.
Right?
Yeah, right. You're right. I
mean, if you're scared to compete against a guy who only completed 52% of his passes, all right, granted, it's a small sample size, 4-game stretch, then I don't know what to tell you.
It's true.
Then just maybe the NFL isn't for you.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I mean, let these guys compete in camp unless you get an offer that absolutely blows you away.
Yep,
and
absolutely.
I mean 2 number ones and a whole lot more.
Let me get to some of these comments real quick, Noah. Jake Friel says, "What's up, boys? I agree to the poll. Wentz clearly wants to end up in Indianapolis and reunite with Frank Reich. I just want this trade so we can just be done with the BS reports and rumors." That's true. No, it's absolutely true. I do want to go to the question earlier that I alluded to a moment ago, talking about, well, number one, I'll answer the poll real quick. I agree to the poll. I'm going to say Carson Wentz will be an Indianapolis Colt. Obviously right now it seems like the Indianapolis Colts, by all reports, I know, there was an article that came out in The Athletic saying that their GM, they're in a desperate need for a quarterback given their roster situation because they have so many pieces and they're just a quarterback away from being a legitimate Super Bowl contender. So you would say, okay, well, you should be in the market for a Deshaun Watson, a Carson Wentz, a Sam Darnold, etc. But their GM is not one of these GMs to where they're just going to come out and just panic and throw whatever they can. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let the process play out. So I think Howie believes that, there's going to be a drastic market for Carson Wentz, and I think there is, but I think there's a line between asking for, maybe taking an aggressive offer and also saying, hey, he's a good quarterback. He could eventually be a very good to great quarterback again, but there's too many questions to really give up, 2 firsts and then some. So now I'm going to mute you for a second. I just think at the end of the day, I don't think the trade's coming anytime soon. I think it's going to eventually play out and, result in him becoming an Indianapolis Colt, but I don't think we're getting the return that Howie wants, to be honest.
But that's fine. You know why? Because, you know what I mean? Why would you not shoot for the moon? Why would you not have the offer out there at the crazy high, I don't want to sell it price, right? You know what I mean? Like we watch all these, shows, bartering back and forth. What's the I don't want to sell it price? But at least there's now a price on it.
No.
Versus, he's not tradable. All right, what's the I don't want to sell it price? 2 firsts, a third, and a player. All right, well, that's out of control, right? That's the rumor that Detroit asked for Aaron Donald to start the Stafford rumors, right? Hey, we'll trade you Stafford. We want Aaron Donald. Hey, I like the shot. Good try.
Yeah,
it wasn't
try.
happening. It came down. They settled on the 2 firsts and Jared Goff. I saw Tori's comment earlier about Bradford, and yes, we did get 2 firsts for Bradford, but there was also a different time frame. That was right before the season.
And a very different circumstance.
Well, that too, but that was Minnesota. Bridgewater just went down again. So Minnesota was desperate.
I don't even. Did we get 2 firsts for Bradford? I thought it was just a first.
I think it was just a first and a fourth.
Okay, well that's right. Yeah. But still, we got a first for Bradford.
Yeah, and that pick was the Barnett pick.
Yes,
that 15th was the Barnett pick.
Correct.
Right. But again, there was a desperate nature behind that.
Yeah,
I do think he gets you at least a first. What Howie may have to do is go into the conditional side, right? We all think Carson's great. I think a lot of people think Carson's great, but they're probably a little optimistic and a little hesitant to give up 2 firsts. But if you give up, 2 firsts and a third that can turn into a first, maybe that's something that they would be better off doing. That way, you kind of benefit off of Carson returning to form.
No, that's true. And Spence says below, Sam Darnold is definitely not in the conversation with quarterbacks like Wentz and Watson. I'm not saying he's of that caliber, but I'm saying there's a lot of options where guys are going to be like, okay, can we get Sam Darnold and turn him into somebody? I mean, because at the end of the day, this guy was what, a top 5 pick, top 4 pick in the draft? No, I don't believe Sam Darnold. I like Sam Darnold, but he's not Carson Wentz. He's not Deshaun Watson. But
he is.
What say that again?
No, you say he's a cheaper option at that point.
Yeah, so
right.
You know what he is? He's a
bargaining chip. If you think Wentz is out of control, you can be like, all right, fine. I'm good with Watts or with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but the difference, but you also got to think too, is that are you willing to pay Sam Darnold money at the end of his year? Because this is it. This is his last year. He's got 1 year left. Are you willing to
pay Carson Wentz with the way he looked?
And from 2 years ago?
No, all you have is your most recent
2
body
years
of work.
Ago, absolutely. When he signed the deal, absolutely, he deserved that money.
No, I hear you.
But if you're going to trade for Sam Darnold, you're going to, as a franchise again, are you willing to pay Sam Darnold? Because this is his last. I think this is his 5th year, right? His 5th year.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely up for a contract for sure. That's
Yeah.
why.
That's why
the rumors of the Jets moving on from him are there.
2018.
What's that?
Sam Darnold. When did they all get drafted? All those 4 quarterbacks.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 1 to 2 years left on that deal.
But he's a bargaining chip though, Ralphie.
No, I understand that.
Because they could say, okay, well, hey Howie, if you're asking for 2 first-round picks and friggin' Darius Leonard, okay, I'd rather they could be like, okay, well, screw that. I'll take my chances with just giving up a first-round pick for Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a bargaining chip. That's the biggest thing.
Because if the Jets are smart, I mean, obviously, I think they go quarterback wherever they are in the draft this year. What was it 2, 3, wherever they are?
The Jets?
Yeah.
Either 2.
Yeah. So they're obviously going to go quarterback.
I do want to go back to
that obvious.
Yeah, I do want to go back to the question that Tim was asking earlier pertaining to, hey, is there a chance Ertz and Wentz can go in the same deal? And fam, if you believe that, let us know. And if you do think that's a possibility, tell us a landing spot where you think they can land, because I think this is what people are missing, okay? They say, oh, well, maybe Zach Ertz can go with Wentz to Indianapolis. Okay, well, there's a problem. Indianapolis already has 2 tight ends. They have Mo Alley-Cox and they have Jack Doyle. I understand Mo Alley-Cox and Jack Doyle aren't the household names that Zach Ertz are, but they have.
But he's my house. But Jack Doyle is my household name as a fellow WKU Hilltopper.
Gotta get that.
We got that one in.
I have to throw it in there.
31-35, and he got it in. 31 minutes, 36 seconds, and he got it in. Then you look at, obviously, okay, hey, the 49ers are looking at Wentz. Could Zach Ertz go there? No, they have a guy by the name of George Kittle. They don't need Zach Ertz. I mean, if they want to add on to, George Kittle, fine. But they're not in a desperate need for it. Then you look at the Bears. They just drafted a kid, I believe, in the second round last year.
Cole Kmet, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have assets there, and they got to figure out who that kid is. So they're not in a quote-unquote desperate need there. So you look at those three locations. Yeah, I don't see Ertz going to the Colts. I don't see Ertz going to the 49ers with Wentz, and I don't see him going to the Bears with Wentz. So then you look at other options. Carolina, because, the Carolina Panthers, they're looking around. They could be in the market for Wentz. Could they get paired together and go to Carolina? Possibly, because Greg Olson's obviously out of the building now.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't have a superstar tight end.
Nope.
The Patriots make sense. That one makes sense.
The only reason I'll hesitate with the Patriots, because it definitely sounds like it makes sense, but I felt like last draft they drafted 7 tight ends.
They did the same
second through third
round.
round.
They drafted 4 or 5.
And none of them were the guys that were
they all
highly
sucked.
rated up, right?
They all sucked. What's funny? They did the same thing in last year's draft that they did in the draft where they got Gronk and Aaron Hernandez. They picked just a bunch of guys, what I'm saying, and just to wait for 2 of them to hit. So
I mean, they picked the right 2, or at least the right 1.
Oh yeah, it definitely worked for the one. The other one, I'm not. It worked for
the other had hits, but not the one on the field.
Yeah,
but
it hit.
Yeah, there was a hit, all right. But Eagle Slayer 95. I'm thinking on the same wavelength as them as the Arizona Cardinals. I think
if we can get Buda Baker back.
I think one realistic spot Ertz could go to is a team that plays in this state too, the Steelers.
Somebody
if they really want him, yeah, I agree with that.
Let's see. Ricky Galone says Wentz, Ertz in the third. I think it's a first and Roquan. I don't know. I just don't see that happening.
Bro,
why would the Bears do that? Why would the Bears do that? You just spend a second or third round pick on Kmet.
Yeah, and don't they have 10 tight ends on their roster or something?
I would Roquan more than anything, but why would they do it?
I mean, I don't know if he's a free agent.
That was the funny thing with that whole David Montgomery tweet today that everyone just blew up over. Why would the Bears do that?
Yeah, exactly.
David Montgomery single-handedly on the offensive end got them to the playoffs.
Thank you.
And they're just going to trade him?
Evil Eagle says Ertz to Miami for a third, but they still have Gesicki, right? Now, I'm not saying Gesicki's better than Ertz, but
I think 2 or 3 years left on that deal.
It's close, right, Greg? It's definitely closer now. Yeah.
At this point.
Penn State guy.
You love to see this. Matt, the Bears fan, says, Bears fan here, you guys have 0 leverage. Thanks, Matt. That definitely makes my day.
Depends on what you think, right? Having a franchise quarterback that's available is kind of a little bit of leverage.
But to Matt's point, everyone in the league knows we have to trade him.
Everyone in the league knew Matt Stafford was going.
But you gave him Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
what leverage did the Lions truly have? You know what I mean? If the player's out there, if a good player's out there, they had the leverage because they had the good player.
I hear you. But
I don't disagree. It might not be what we want it to be, but we have the best player that might be available.
Ryan, I believe, talking about Zach Ertz, he says, Chargers, depending on if they sign Hunter Henry back, isn't his deal just about done, give or take a season, or another spot could be Seattle? Hunter Henry's a free agent, because I know, because I have The Athletic came out with an article, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, with the top 50 free agents, but they also have categories with receivers. I want to run through that, guys, and give a quick yes or no in about 10 minutes. Hunter Henry's on that list, and I know the early speculation is that if we don't obviously get Pitts, and if we're not 100% sold on Goddard, maybe if we can get Hunter Henry for cheap, they might be in the market for him. But no, the Chargers are interesting. That's definitely another one that's interesting. Matt says
they're obviously out on a package. You know what I mean? They're not taking Wentz as well.
Yeah, no, they're set. No, they're set with Mr. Herbert. They're good. I agree with this, Jesse. I've been saying Packers since the last.
Yeah, but they got Robert Tonyan.
Okay. They can have Zach Ertz too.
They could. It all depends on if A-Rod's going back.
Oh, stop it. Do you truly? We'll get to it in the quarterback carousel.
Could you imagine if the Packers trade him to?
There's a better chance they're trading Jordan Love this offseason than getting rid of him.
If they do that, then
just as inept than we are.
Donovan says Wentz and Ertz for Gilmore in a first. Would you guys do that?
Stephon Gilmore? Absolutely.
So you would do that deal?
Yeah, I would do that.
Greg?
I mean, if that's really all we're giving up, then yes. Where do I pick those guys up to drive them to New England?
Noah, are you doing that deal?
He's muted still, Ryan.
I didn't mute him. Go ahead, Noah.
Go ahead, Noah.
Yep, I'm here. What, Stephon Gilmore?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we be picking him up from Buffalo?
Nope, that's New England.
Never mind. Sure.
Oh my goodness.
Good answer, Noah.
Yes, I would do the deal. Sorry, I had a little bit of a brain cramp. Another nice long night at work. That's all.
Did you get any snow over there, Noah? Is the snow falling yet?
Oh, yeah. We got the big storm that just passed last week. We got probably over a foot of snow here.
Jesse says Gilmore is 31. No thanks. And Ricky says I'm picking Gilmore up myself in Foxborough if the trade goes through.
Yeah, road trip, please.
Go back to the Bears guy. I forget his name. I know Matt? He had a comment that we kind of it was a Matt.
This?
No, not that one. He's correct on that as well.
I was going to say he's saying a lot in here that I don't disagree with.
About the best player. Yeah. No, Matt, I agree. If you go by this year, he probably isn't the best player available, right? But you would think in a trade, if somebody's trading for Wentz, their thought process is he's the best player going on in that draft, right? Because you're probably thinking you're getting a franchise quarterback and you're a guy away, you know? No, but everything else you said is spot on. Like, yeah, I mean, he was benched. He was horrible this year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he's still, if he's traded, he's still going to be probably the best player in the trade.
I mean, if he's traded, the team receiving him believes they can rehab him and get him back to the level that he was at in 2017.
Absolutely.
Oh, damn right. Absolutely. Mora says Ertz to the Giants, Jaguars, Texans, or Ravens. I would say possible.
Well, the Ravens already have Mark Andrews, right?
Yes.
But they had Mark Andrews last offseason, and they tried getting Zach Ertz last offseason also. Because I know they use their tight ends a lot with the offense, especially because they don't have a ton of outside. I mean, they don't really have any receivers that are like
Mark Andrews had like a breakout year last year and call everything that was thrown to him.
2 years ago. He actually kind of had a down year.
He's still young.
Oh no, I'll take Mark Andrews in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
There was an intricate trade with like Miami. I saw somewhere in here, involving like Wentz and Ertz. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. There's like a million comments in here. Marquise says Ertz to the Jags, Bengals, Carolina, Jets, Bills, Cardinals, Texans, Titans, Steelers, Patriots, or Bears, even possible Seattle. So half the league, Marquise, half the league. At least he has a market. I will ask you guys though. What's the most you think we can get for Zach Ertz? 3? A third?
Yeah,
a third rounder?
A third. Yeah, and then, obviously a team's going to have to same thing, with the whole situation with Sam Darnold. If you're going to trade for Ertz, you're going to have to be willing to trade him to pay him. So I think like a third will do for Ertz, to be honest, draft pick wise.
Philly Insider, what's up? He also says, I'm back in Chicago for the semester, but listening to y'all makes me feel like I'm back in Philly. Appreciate you listening, brother. Appreciate you.
What school you at?
Let's see. Jesse.
Smarty at Northwestern?
Let's see. Jesse says, I would rather have the young draft pick who is 10 years younger. Guess he's talking about a tight end.
Or Gilmore.
Or Surtain. Yeah, compared to Gilmore.
Or Fairley as well. He's another top-rated corner.
Here you go. Thank you, AK Eagles. Your comment disappeared on me. It says, that was me. Wentz and Ertz to Miami for their 3rd and 18th. Eagles give up a 2nd or 3rd. I don't know.
The number 3 and 18? I don't think.
I mean, I would do that. Like in 0.5 seconds, I would do that.
I would do that in Madden.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance that's happening though.
So then there's going to be, if that happens, then there's going to be another QB competition down there in Miami with him and Tua. So are you moving? If you're Miami, are you moving Tua before that trade goes through?
Probably have Tua here in Philly. The whole Alabama reunion.
At least get some draft picks back.
I mean, tell me that would be the funniest musical chairs ever, right? You know, you send Tua, who beat out Jalen Hurts, has now got to be in a competition with Carson Wentz, who couldn't beat out Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
It just, wow.
That's and AK says that we would take
Tua
on our team.
So now really comes full circle.
There's no shot we're getting Tua the 3rd and the 18th pick. Yeah. Even if that trade was in there, and that was there's just no shot.
I bet it would be done on Madden franchise mode on easy with all the trades, with no salary cap, and all the trades are in your favor.
Let me just tell you right now, okay? AK, all right. If that happened on draft night, I would get out of my chair, walk into the kitchen, grab a lighter, and light this freaking computer on fire on the air. You understand me? Do you understand me?
So Ralph can destroy his Xbox. Ryan can destroy his
computer. Where are we at?
And I will lose my sanity.
Where are we on the likes, by the way? I gotta check.
I have no idea.
Check. We're at 45. Once we get to 50 likes on YouTube, people, we're gonna play Ricky's video.
5 more likes. You can do it.
With the tribute. Noah hasn't seen this video, by the way. The Andre Dillard, Ralph Delavecchio tribute video from back. God, that was back before.
That was last offseason. Yeah. That was last offseason.
Yeah. Oh,
I bet. I have a feeling you're going to take more snaps than Andre Dillard this fall.
Yeah, same. I don't know.
I love
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Coming back to what? Left tackle. Oh, we doing that again?
Yeah.
What, left bench?
Does he want a Kleenex?
Yeah, left bench, exactly. Left couch corner when he's injured again? What are we talking
left out?
Yeah.
Well, here's a serious question. Does he make the roster?
Yes, he has to.
Yeah.
He makes
It's not even
picked him in the first round, Noah.
Well, the only reason I say that is he was picked by Doug's coaching regime. I mean,
no, it was Howie.
He's gone now. I mean, Sirianni isn't exactly tied to him, is he?
It's Howie.
No, but Howie is. Howie's made every draft pick that we've made since he fired Chip. So this is Howie's blueprint. The Super Bowl was built.
Oh, I forgot. He's the one that's pulling the puppet strings. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Sirianni has no say on the roster. Oh, silly me. Why would our head coach have a say in the roster?
Yeah, don't you know your GM has final say on the 53 on Sunday? Didn't you know that?
Yeah, apparently. I guess in Philadelphia that's a thing.
Yeah. Full control.
I have a plan sheet, okay? A little off-season plan, okay, that I'm going to read to you. Say this is, a scenario that the Eagles could do for, let's say like there are 3 big moves this offseason. Tell me if you guys would be cool with this, okay? So, number one plan. Step one, trade Carson Wentz. Let's say it's 20. Pick number 20 and a third-round pick and a 2022 third-round pick that's incentive-based that could upgrade to a second-round pick if the Colts make the playoffs and a first-round pick if they got to the conference championship. Okay, so it's an incentive-based that happened. That's a thing that happens.
Yes,
okay. So if they got to the conference title game, we would end up with 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick, which is exactly what we'd be asking for. But at the very least, if they missed the playoffs, the Colts, we would have a first and 2 thirds. Okay. Then you use the first
draft a linebacker that's never played football before.
Yep.
Or we don't draft the obvious choice while the obvious choice balls out and we get Umbrella Man 2.0.
So then we use the first 5 picks on defense. Our first 5 picks in the draft, because we would have 6, 20, our second, and then the third, and then the 2 thirds.
So you're going all defense with those picks?
We need to rebuild the entire. What young core do we have on the defense? I'm waiting.
So this is step 2 of the plan?
Yes.
Step 1 is trade Carson for that package. That's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2 is draft all defense for your first 5 picks.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, 51. Play the video.
Well, I'll get to it in 1 second.
Just throwing a hypothetical out there. Not happening, right? Jamar Chase is sitting you in to face at 20. You're really passing him up?
No friggin' shot. I'll throw this plane in the trash. You kidding me?
No, I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. We do have to rebuild the defense,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think you can ever go into a draft saying every pick up until this point has got to be defense only.
No,
that sounds like 2018. You know, in a defensive loaded draft. Oh, we went all offense.
Yeah, and we got like 1 good player out of that.
JJ, right?
I'm gonna just ignore that. Greg, no, I'm not necessarily going into the draft saying, "Oh my God, it has to be a defensive guy," but to where, hey, if I come out of it with 5. Like, I'm not going to be mad at it. So you know what I'm saying? Coming out with all defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. But, knowing you have those extra pieces, that means you can take a Chase or reach for a Pitts at 6, knowing that you can fall back if Farley drops, or you can trade up to get Asante Samuel Jr., right? Because you passed on Surtain. Like, that, to me, that opens up more flexibility. But knowing Howie, he probably will stick his head in I don't need to see any offense. We're going defense. Because let's be real, I like Surtain at 6, right? There's no if, that's the guy I like. But I think it's going to benefit any quarterback, regardless of Carson, Jalen Hurts, the kid from BYU, whoever, right? I just blanked on his name.
Zach Wilson.
Whoever our quarterback is. If Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase are sitting there at 6, we're idiots not to at least, be enticed by it.
No, absolutely not. But my main thing is, okay, let's
agreed wholeheartedly.
Number one, somebody was saying, I was crazy for taking, most of the defense. Where's the young core on defense? How do you think we're going to rebuild the defense? I think you would have to do a majority of that in the draft. Mm-hmm. And 2,
absolutely agree there.
And saying, hey, what about our young core of Kayvon? I love Kayvon, but we hanging our hat on that. Bradley, what? Sweat. I think he's a rotational player that could maybe be better than Barnett. And Davion Taylor, really? We hanging our hat on this 4, gentlemen?
Bradley. Why am I blanking on who's Bradley? Oh, Sean Bradley.
Sean Bradley.
Yeah. Oh my God, are we freaking serious?
What?
No, like that's who we're hanging our hats on.
Yeah, no, I completely like those guys. I like those guys. We're all role players though. There's no star in there.
Yep. Exactly. Limits. I literally just said he's a rotational player that can be eventually better than Derek Barnett. I don't. But are we saying he's a superstar? I hear for you coming for you, kid. We can hope they develop. I'm not trying to develop the entire defense again, though, because we've seen how that worked. How long were we waiting for Sidney Jones to develop? Oh, that's right. He was on
basically his whole entire rookie contract.
Yeah, he did this year.
Yeah, he did for another team.
How long? Now he's an All-Pro.
Yeah. My number 3 step is to sign the best wide receiver possible in free agency given cost. You know what I'm saying?
Schuster. He's a free agent.
I'm not doing that.
You don't want Juju?
You don't want Juju.
I'm not paying top dollar for him.
What are the free agents for wide receiver?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Delavecchio, because I have a list.
Wow, what a great segue. Oh my God, that feels so great saying that again. Ah!
Oh my God.
What just happened?
I don't know.
This got really weird.
I don't know. Let's see here. So the lower ends guys that are available via free agency, wide receiver wise, I'll go to the top names in a second, but most of them are, we don't know. There's going to be a big market for them, but the lower level guys, just tell me if yes or no with these guys. Sammy Watkins.
No.
I'm good. No. Always hurt.
No.
Better than anything we have.
But so is that a yes for you?
But my only problem is I can't bank on anything free agent wise if we're trading Carson Wentz because we're gonna have zero money.
Well, they're gonna figure out the cap space a little bit, but that's why I
hope so, Ryan.
That's why I started with low end guys. That's why I'm not talking about Godwin. I'm not doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? Obviously I would start with Godwin, but I'm not. First off, I don't think he's leaving Tampa.
He ain't leaving Tampa.
So I'm starting with the lower end.
Diving for the Lombardi right now.
That was awesome.
Evil Eagle. There. As much as you called me crazy, brother, T.Y. Hilton's a free agent, my guy. So he would not be in a package for
signing trade.
Carson, what is it, the NBA? We doing that? Brashad Perryman
is going to be a little bit more affordable.
No.
Brashad Perryman, anybody?
No.
Hey, Antonio Brown.
No, I'll pass.
No. Greg's thinking.
I'm always thinking about guys that catch the football.
Yeah, listen, I'm right there with you.
But no, I don't think he's leaving.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving Brady. AJ Green.
Yes.
Got shot.
Injuries are such a concern.
Guys like Alshon Jeffrey shot.
The injuries is such a concern.
5 years ago, I would have said yes. Today, absolutely
better than
not.
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah. Marvin Jones.
Yes.
Marvin Jones, yes.
100%.
You want to talk about a guy that catches everything? My goodness, that's all he did in Detroit.
And both Jones and Galladay are free agents this year.
Yeah, but I think Kenny stays. But I think Marvin goes.
T.Y. Hilton. If I can get him for a 1-year low-end contract, I'd do it.
Yeah, his value as of right now, according to Spot Track, he's about $10.3 million.
I'll give him 9.
For a year.
I would take a gander with Ty.
I actually
I wouldn't pass on Ty if that was the option. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I can actually, for obvious reasons, I could really see him here. Veteran presence, maybe get him for a cheaper deal. Obviously, familiarity with the, with staff.
Yeah.
So I could see us doing that, especially if we don't, use higher picks on him, on a wide receiver. That is. Let me move up a little bit here to the bigger names. Curtis Samuel.
I feel like we have a bunch of Curtis Samuels.
Yeah, he's like a number 3, number 2 guy. A guy I really want. I was talking this time last year about trading for him during the draft, trading a 5th round pick for him. Corey Davis. Yes.
I could get it. I could go for Corey Davis on the cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. Corey Davis doesn't do anything. I don't think he catches the ball good enough.
I'm going to use your line against you, Greg. He's better than anything we have here.
I don't disagree.
Let's see. AK. Honestly, we should try to develop what we have. I don't disagree with you, but that's going to be a majority. That's why I'm saying, if you got Corey Davis, you would have him. You would have Reagor. You would have Fulgham. You would have Ward. You would hopefully have Arcega-Whiteside.
We'll just develop everybody on our roster to the tune of a 4-12 season. All right.
Exactly. We have to make some signings, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on.
You got to do something.
If Smith is available in the draft, that's who you're getting. Look, in a passing league, you need to have guys on the outside. You need a stud wideout, and on defense, you need a stud corner. So one of those two areas needs to be addressed with the 6th pick of the draft, provided that they're the most, that they're the quote-unquote best player available at that slot.
A little write-up here on Corey Davis, by the way. It says he picked up the right time to have a career year. Davis had 65 catches for 984 yards, 5 touchdowns in 14 games in 2020. He may have not lived up to the draft slot. He was taken 5th overall in 2017. The Titans declined the 5th-year option. Davis is still offers the floor of a number 2 wide receiver. He averaged 2.7 yards per route run in the regular season, which ranked 8th among 276 qualifying players. Listen, I'll take that.
With the cap situation we're in going into this offseason, I just don't know. I just don't know who we're going to get, man. Wide receiver, this is a great class for them. I just don't know if we're going to be able to get at least a 1 or even a 2 top wide receiver in this league just because of the cap.
Well, I know
I'm kind of on the same boat as people are saying in the comments. Like at some point you have to develop young talent. Yeah. You have to.
Right, but that second part of what you said is the key word: talent.
Yep.
I don't think we have any young talent at the wide receiver position.
What young talent do we have? Period.
So then, if that's the case, then if any wide receiver is still there on the board, which there will be at 6, then you go wide receiver then again with your 1st round pick. If there's no talent there, I think you have to go wide receiver. Going to your point, Greg. Going to your point. If Smith is still there, if Chase is still there at 6, you have to go either one of them.
Kyle Crook says, Reagor and Quez, y'all are sleeping on them, dudes. Watch. Nobody's sleeping on Reagor and Quez, but Quez was a 6th round pick, and Reagor is Reagor. Okay. I don't think any of us are betting the house that Quez is going to turn into some kind of superstar. He's a nice role player that can run fast. Maybe a career, punt or kick return or something like that.
Yeah.
And Reagor, he's got to learn how to run a route first, Mr. Reagor, before I crown him. And
I just need to see more. I mean, could we be sleeping on him? Sure, but I need to see more. Yes. And same thing with Fulgham. Like, all right, fine. Fulgham's, Fulgham mania. But yet Alshon came back and he couldn't sniff the field.
Well,
so how good was he?
They gave all the snaps to Alshon.
Yeah, Greg,
there's got to be a reason for it, right? Though.
Yeah, it's called $30 million, Greg.
Like you just read off that snippet about Corey Davis. Mm-hmm. You read all that as a bright spot. I read all that as a red flag. Like the team that drafted him doesn't want him anymore. The team that drafted him didn't want to extend him. Right? He had a career year on his contract year. I don't like those guys. I stay away from those guys.
And they still didn't
just trying to get paid, and then he still gave them up. To me, that's like that. I mean, that's the beauty of like what sports are, right? You get read one thing and have totally opposite opinions, but. To me, like that's why I'll frown away from Corey Davis.
Well, you by the way, why they played Alshon over Fulgham, right? It's called $30 million. That one was getting paid, and like $800,000, the other one was getting paid.
Yeah, but if he's good, that doesn't matter. That's
it's
the thing.
Howie Roseman we're talking about.
If there's talent, it doesn't matter.
What do you mean? If there's talent, it doesn't matter.
If he was better than Alshon, he would have been in there.
That's not true at all. That's not true at all. He was statistically the 4th hottest receiver in the game, and they were like, "Oh, let's pull him," because one guy was making money.
Again, there's reasons why he was on the streets. He was cut from the Lions and everywhere else, right? I mean, I like the kid. I hope he pans out, but let's not sit here and crown him and think that, I'm going to pass on, Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase just because we got Travis Fulgham.
Again, nobody's crowning him, Greg. But at the end of the day, you have to recognize that Howie literally went
Everyone crowned him all year.
I'm talking about right now. Nobody's crowning him. At the end of the day, do you honestly think Alshon Jeffrey was a better receiver this year than Fulgham?
He was played more.
The hell are you talking about? Is he a better player than Alshon this year?
This year, probably not.
Okay, so why are you playing Alshon? Because of money. That's the reason. Because Howie said, "Hey, Alshon's
because Doug was trying to win, and Alshon gave him the best chance to win."
No. Why would you?
Fulgham was one of the positive notes.
He had chemistry with your quarterback.
Yeah.
And then Alshon comes back and he can't get any more snaps.
Thank you, Matt. That's a Bears fan, by the way. That's a Bears fan saying that.
There's no debating that. I don't disagree. But that guy doesn't get replaced. That guy doesn't get replaced without.
He does though. If you're shitting Alshon on the bench for $30 million.
Yes, exactly.
You're not letting $30 million sit in the bench.
He was paid whether he played or not. It's not like you cut Fulgham to save money.
No, you benched Fulgham to save money.
All right.
It doesn't matter. You cannot let, as an organization, $26 million just to sit the bench. There's no point of it. So you have to play Alshon.
Greg, they played
So why did other wide receivers play more than him? Also, why did Quez get more time over him? Why did John Hightower before he got benched? There's other guys that just Alshon that played more than Travis Fulgham.
That's two separate roles, Greg. That's two separate roles. Quez Watkins was never going to take playing time away from Fulgham. Quez Watkins was taking playing time away from Rager and Hightower and DeSean Jackson. Come on now. They were playing Alshon. I thought it was clear. They were playing Alshon because he was getting paid $30 million more than the other guy. And hey, if he showed any semblance of a resurgence of his career, they were going to shop him this offseason. That was why they did it. That's why they were going to do it. Nobody's crowning Fulgham. I laughed at the T-shirts. I laughed at all that. But at the end of the day, one guy was having chemistry. The other guy hadn't played in over a year. That's my biggest thing.
When the guy that helps you get to the Super Bowl comes back, he goes on the field.
We doing the Super Bowl talk now?
No, I'm just saying. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, making money. Well, yeah, no shit. He helped us win a Super Bowl. So when he comes back and he's healthy, he's on the field. Over a flash in the pan?
Flash in the pan.
Do something with your limited time to show me you're not a flash in the pan.
By the way, Noah, you muted yourself. No, I can't unmute you. You muted yourself, Noah.
Do that.
There you go.
Outstanding.
So go ahead. What were you going to say? I couldn't hear you.
What I was going to say is the reason Alshon got the playing time is because Howie told Doug to put him in there. And ultimately, Doug got fed up by – huh?
Thank you. You're right. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Continue. Yes.
And
good.
The reason why Doug isn't here anymore is because Doug finally got fed up with all the front office bullshit. All right, he got fed up with being told what to do by Jeff and Howie, and that's why Doug is taking a year off. And he'll probably have a head coaching job in 2022 at another NFL city.
So let me run down the top 50 free agents, and you just give me a quick yes or no. A lot of, some of these are going to be positions we don't need, so they'll be real easy, but I'll just give them to you guys. And also that way we know who's free agents and who's not. So Fam, chime in on this, and then we'll answer all of your questions, and then we'll go to some quarterback carousel in a few. Question for you guys. Who do you guys think is the number one rated free agent on the Athletics top 50 list? Who do you think they have as the number one available free agent? Any guesses?
Trying to think.
You're going Godwin? Okay. Ralph, any guesses?
Oh, man. No guesses here.
Read the chat, Ralphie. They're giving you a clue.
Oh, wait. They all say Dak Prescott.
Yes, Dak Prescott. Yeah, Jacob. Noah guesses Stephon Gilmore. Good guess, Noah. Good guess.
Great job today.
So Dak Prescott. Obviously, we don't need him. But I'll ask you while we're on him. There's a lot of rumors coming out. You know, the Instagram post, the son of the owner, the Instagram polls, all that. Do we all just believe he's going to be on Dallas, whether it's an extension or a franchise tag, or does anyone think he's going to be elsewhere?
I think he stays in Dallas. I do. I think he stays in Dallas. I think he's there for a majority of his career. So I think they get something done in the offseason.
Yeah,
either that or they trade up and get a quarterback.
Don't put that. Don't put that in the universe, Ralphie.
He probably did.
Yeah, smart money means smart money says he goes back.
Yeah,
everyone's familiar with everything. No one's got to take a chance on him.
Right.
I mean, AK Eagles, they definitely do have the franchise tag available, so it makes it a whole lot easier whether Dak likes it or not. But even if he doesn't, Dak should go back because it's the only way he's going to get money right this year. I think the best thing for him is to get franchise tagged. That way he doesn't have to sign an extension so that if he comes back and he balls out, he can pick his own destination.
Oh, look at this crazy trip. Well, first off, Jacob B says Dak goes to Atlanta. AK Eagles says Dak and Lamb and their first from Watson. I swear, AK Eagles tonight is like king trade scenario. My God.
Woo, jeez.
All right, so the next name.
That wouldn't shock me, by the way.
That trade?
That would have to be a signing trade that was back.
I did see that, Jimmy. He said they put out a hype vid for this coming season. A lot of people were included in the video, but not Mr. Dak Prescott.
Well, yeah, it's because he's not under contract. It's tough to do that when you don't have a guy under contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, you know, when the Phillies didn't include JT in any of their off-season marketing. Well, it's because he's not signed.
Right.
And you can't do that.
Bill's giving us – what's up, Bill?
What up, Bill?
He says, would you guys be happy with Foles?
No. You lose me at Foles. I'm sorry, Bill.
I'll read your question, Bill, just because you wrote a paragraph. He says, Foles, Quinn, and a future second for Wentz and Ertz. Yes, they drafted a second-round tight end, but he's not ready yet. I think Bears talk slowed down only because they are now packaging Wentz and Ertz together. I believe Ertz is $8 million and Quinn is 11, I think. Frank, if you want to check on that. No, I don't know, Bill. I mean, is it possible? Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying you can sell me on Quinn. You can sell me on a first, a second, and Quinn, 2 firsts and a Quinn, a first and third conditional in Quinn. I'm good with Quinn. But you lose me as soon as you bring up Nick Foles. I'm out.
I said this on Monday with Tom. Again, I have no ill will towards Nick Foles. He was the Super Bowl winning starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Quinn's 11 million.
Gotcha. I always appreciate Nick Foles. But I'm not bringing the same guy. We're in the middle of a quarterback controversy right now.
We don't want to
I'm not trading away somebody and bringing the guy who started the controversy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bringing him back in the bill. I'm done with it. I'm done.
I'm tired. I'm tired of the Foles stuff. Like,
and again, it's not because I think Foles would be any competition to Hurts, because honestly, I don't think Foles would, if he was somehow the starter, he's not lasting a full 16 games. And 2, like, it's not even about, Hurts and Foles competition. I have wanted a quarterback competition with Foles and Wentz, with Wentz and Hurts. I mean, I like that. It brings out the best in players.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what this fan base is. I know what this media does. There's articles being written about Nick Foles, and he's not even in the damn city.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this again. I'm not bringing the distraction back. You're trading Wentz to get rid of the distraction. I'm not trading away the better quarterback and the more expensive quarterback to literally bring in the older, more injury-prone, less talented distraction. I'm not doing it. I cannot do it. There's certain things in sports you do not do, and that's one I am not touching. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not bringing back the Phillies. The Phillies can just scram.
Bring it back. They never left, Frank.
In Jacksonville, they could stay in Philly, and the Phillies that are still here in Philly, they're now Hertesians. So screw them.
And Bill, we know you're not a Foles guy. I know you were just putting his name in there because he was the rumored name. So I'm not. That's not directed to you at all, Bill.
I'll direct it at you, Bill. Leave his name out of here.
Yeah, Greg is mad at you. I'm not. Ricky says he doesn't like the effing statue. I'm growing very tired of it. That's why I put that statue in like a meme every other week.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bill, but here's the thing, Bill.
Was not the best time to place that statue. Maybe 10 years in the future when, all things were said and done, but not immediately after the Super Bowl win.
Bill, I understand he's only a backup, but to half of this fan base, he wouldn't be a backup. They would do everything that they did to Wentz to Hurts. It's just what would happen.
First interception, they'd be screaming for him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
First interception, first incompletion.
Well, that's going to be the first pass of the game.
I was going to go into the completion percentage joke, but I'm not doing this tonight.
52%.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt says that statue is going to curse you guys until you take it down. Yeah, you're probably right.
We're not
Matt.
lucky enough to get a real goat statue like MJ.
It's true. Going to the next name, by the way. Allen Robinson.
Yes.
Obviously, yes, but I don't.
It's not likely, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath or anything.
But he's up there. What's he? 30 years old? 29?
28.
He is 28. Oh, wow. All right. So I mean, he is, and he's been used a lot. So there is some hesitation a little bit, but no, I mean, if we had actual cap space, I'd get a lot more excited for the likes of an Allen Robinson.
Well, let's get Robinson and Godwin and just call it a PSU reunion.
Do you have like $100 million that you can give the Eagles to afford that? No.
Yeah, sure. I'll just grab it out of my daughter's piggy bank.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate that. No, that'll be very wholesome content for the Eagles this offseason.
Great for the family show.
It's like, hey, here's $5. Here you go get Godwin now. We appreciate you. See you in September.
Yeah,
got about tree fitty.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, that would be nice, but how's that working?
Mark says Wentz.
Mark, you got me intrigued, Mark.
Well, listen, Greg was talking Saints like in the first 30 seconds of the program, so
I wasn't thinking Lattimore though.
I mean, I'll take Lattimore.
I'll do it.
No, you give me the Mike Evans shutdown.
Give me the everybody shutdown. Are you kidding me?
It's true.
Give me the everybody shutdown.
That one's though, Bill. That's the wrong name to bring up. You know my love for Studfeld, and you know my hatred for Nick Foles. So I'm going to say no. He's not better than Nate Sudfeld.
Bill woke up and chose violence on this show, and I love it.
Bill woke up and said, "How can we stir the pot today?" But why? Going back to that Saints deal, what was it, Mark?
Yes. By the way, Noah Theodore says you remind him of Chris Farley.
Outstanding.
I'm very curious on
no, that's not
Theodore compares to everybody else though.
No, Frank.
We're moving on. What was it, Mark's comment?
Yeah, Mark Boogie.
Yeah, Mark. My only question is, and maybe he knows because he brought up the rumor. Why would the Saints do that?
Yeah, I mean they have Mr. Taysom Hill / Jameis Winston.
No. From the Lattimore standpoint, why would the Saints give up one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL?
I don't know, but if they want to make that mistake, I'll answer the phone.
I'll take it.
You know what I mean?
But I also think that Carson Wentz going to the Saints instantly makes them now second place in the NFC South.
Look at you. Still allegiance to your boy down there.
When you win, you get the allegiance.
By the way, did you give him a call this afternoon? I saw him staggering.
Yeah, I was there. My Uber light was on. I was waiting for him to get in.
Yeah, he might still be in the backseat of that vehicle. Greg.
Yeah. He rented me. He let me use his Audi, his car.
That $2 million boat that he bought specifically for the parade. It's almost ironic. It's almost like he had a feeling he'd have.
But how are you as a player or fan not walking out of that parade like that? I know, like when the Phillies parade, by the time they got to us, we had gone through so many beers, I was stumbling that way, right? And so it's like, that's a job well done. Yeah. Players, fans, like that's the way a parade's supposed to be.
Let's see here. Number 3, Chris Godwin.
Yes.
Obviously, yes.
Yeah, I would take him.
But I don't believe he's coming here. I don't believe we're going to be able to
not leaving.
Number 4, we go to the defense.
Are you sure he doesn't want to come to this dysfunctional mess? Why not?
Just a hunch, Noah. Just a hunch,
Just Are you sure? I mean, he wouldn't want to leave Tom Brady for the unproven unknown of Jalen Hurts really unknown of Wentz if Wentz ends up staying here.
Forget about the unknown of the quarterbacks. I'm not coming here because of the 2 idiots upstairs. You kidding me?
No kid.
Coaches wanted to come here.
That's true.
Jimmy, if we're making that deal, why are we giving up a 3rd?
Yeah, because all we're getting is Carr and a 1st, which is.
Can you imagine if we do trade that to Las Vegas? And Aguilar and Wentz are back together.
Well, Aguilar,
they're the 2 best friends.
I think they bring him back.
I think Aguilar is a free agent as well. So
yeah, but I think the Raiders bring him back.
I think they do too.
Like that's like that thought process isn't that crazy.
It's just you got to add some. We got to add another pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like, why are we giving up a pick? Like if we have Wentz. Unless that 3rd or 4th round pick gets us that two ones, then I'm not giving anything up other than Carson.
Yeah.
I hear what Jimmy's saying. Derek Carr's value apparently shot up this season, according to a lot of people. And that's why it goes back to my initial thing from an hour ago, fam. This is why we have to be careful if we're Howie Roseman with not shooting ourselves in the foot with a supposed crazy trade offer, because there's other people on the market. That's why. Is Derek Carr in the same classification as Wentz? No. At least I don't hope. I would hope not for Wentz's sake. And Derek Carr's a solid quarterback. But there's options out there. You know what I'm saying? So,
but if his value really shot up this year, why are they looking to unload him?
Well, I guess just because you would look at it and Gruden would say, well, we know what Derek Carr is. We think Wentz has a higher ceiling.
I just think if we do trade Carson, I don't think we get any quarterbacks back. And we're going to go into this season with Studfeld and Jalen as your 1 and 2.
He said Studfeld. I don't even think you realized he said Studfeld.
Nah, you ruined him, Greg. It's in his freaking head.
I think he said it.
That's the amazing thing about it.
I didn't realize either.
Yeah.
The amazing thing about it is he said Studfeld and had no idea what he said.
Listen,
it worked.
John, listen, John. I mean, if we're talking Mariota to Philly, I mean,
just bring me Chip back.
Listen, I mean, there's some old school A2D viewers that knows my feelings on Mr. Mariota. Yeah. I mean, if we're going into the season talking a quarterback room of Mariota and Hurts, I might be talking about 11-5. Screw the defense. I might be talking about 12-4.
Forget playing 2. Yeah. For step 2. Forget step 2.
Forget all that. I remember the real old school where it was like, I don't even know which show it was, but I remember, what would you offer to get Marcus Mariota? And I remember an entire show about what can we give up for everything. The farm, the next year's farm, the years after that's farm.
Yeah, good old 2015.
All to get a guy who, I mean, in hindsight, I'm glad we didn't make the trade. But
in all seriousness, fam, I know that Mariota they're more willing to get rid of Mariota. And I would love to have him as a backup, to be honest.
There's certain names I can't bring into this city. Mariota is one of those names.
Is he
just
up there?
Just because of this fan base and this media, like, oh, would you have wanted to be here back? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but he's a better insurance. He's a better insurance policy than Nate Sudfeld. Look no further than week 17.
He got replaced by Ryan Tannehill. He got replaced by a wide receiver.
Greg, have you seen Nate Sudfeld play? And I'm not calling him Studfeld.
He's got the best deep ball on the team. That's why he's here.
What are you, Jeffrey's freaking cousin over there?
I mean, I did name him Studfeld, so.
And that's not, again, like you were talking about with the Corey Davis. You list with my list. That's an indictment of you. That's not something to be like, oh, well, that's a reason to help. No, the Studfeld name does not help things, Greg.
When I'm right, I'm right.
Never mind. I'm moving on. Let's see. Bill has another one. He says, would you guys trade Ertz for a straight up first round? I would. No, I don't think any team would, though. I don't think
Bill, find me that idiot.
Yeah, I mean, Bill, if you have some sources telling you a certain team, tell me the name of that person and their phone number, and we'll make it happen.
And was the source directed from Natalie Eganoff?
I'm not doing this. Frank. Stop name dropping. God. Number 4, Justin Simmons, safety, Broncos.
Nah.
5, Leonard Williams.
What's his age?
27.
All right, I'll take him.
He wants a lot of money, though, Greg.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, these guys in the top 10, 15, we can't afford anyway. But when you say he's 27 and he hits a free agent market, yeah, I'll take anybody.
Let's see.
Who do we got back there?
Leonard Williams.
One-legged McLeod?
Yeah. Well, right now, yeah, and Mr. Kayvon.
Yeah.
Leonard Williams, obviously, I don't think he's leaving the Giants.
Yep. I wanted him to trade. But yes, I'll take him.
Trent Williams, he's not coming here. Offensive tackle.
No.
Anyone doing the Yannick Ngakoue saga again?
Yeah. We need pass rushers.
I would do it.
You need pass rushers.
Jacob says, if Wentz gets traded, would you guys consider any of the quarterbacks not named Lawrence in the draft? No. I'm not doing
the
that
only
again.
name I would consider in the draft.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing the quarterback thing again. If you're trading Wentz, you got to go with Hurts. You got to figure out who. I mean, This is the team that drafted him in the second round, so you got to figure out who he is.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying it wouldn't put it past them to draft somebody in the 6th, 7th round just to fill out the roster. But yes, you're absolutely right, Rye. If you're trading Wentz, you got to roll with Hurts at least for this year.
Yeah, and the next several years of quarterback classes, I'm not really high on them right now. So it might be a while if we find our next franchise quarterback if we trade one Mr. Carson Wentz. That's not going to be fun.
Kenny Golladay, any chance you see us getting him?
I wish, but we're not going to be able to pay him.
Nope. Then you got Brandon Sheriff.
That's not offensive lineman.
Yeah, not. Shaq Barrett, Edge Buccaneers. I don't think.
I wish, but we're not going to be able to pay him.
We're not going to get Shaq. No.
I'm not touching this guy, Juju Smith-Schuster, unless you can get him for like really cheap. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the TikTok.
I'll pass on Juju.
And it's not even just the TikToks. I don't think he's that. I don't think he's that good of a receiver, to be honest. He's good, but he's not. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like guys, I mean, I understand, right? You were screaming for Travis Fulgham, so you might not like good wide receivers.
We doing this?
Yes.
We doing this?
I mean, dude, all Duke does is catch footballs.
No, he drops a ton.
Sure, he does, but you gotta drop some to catch some.
Oh, is that the 2021 mindset for receivers? You gotta drop some to catch some.
At least he gets open for quarterbacks. We have wide receivers that can't get open
or catch. So I'll absolutely not turn a stink eye up to Juju Smith just because he likes to dance a little bit. We could use a little salsa in here a little bit. I need a wide receiver that's a little bit of a diva. Remember the last time we had a diva wide receiver? We might have went to the first time we got a diva. Yeah, his name's Alshon Jeffrey, Greg.
Yeah, well, we won the Super Bowl there, right? Last time we got a diva in Terrell Owens, we went to the Super Bowl there. That's the wide receiver position. You need a little diva. I'm okay.
Hey, Greg, what about the last 3 years where we had Alshon? Were we in the Super Bowls?
No, because we stunk as a team.
Yeah, Juju, I like his moxie. I'll throw an offer down.
No, like I'll take him for cheap, but I'm not doing top to dollar. Like TTP is angry with us. He says, WTF do you mean you won't take Juju? We have no talent.
TTP, I'm with you, brother.
I'm not paying with the cap situation we're in, and I'm not paying top dollar. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it.
If there's a way you can pay top dollar to get Juju, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
but realistically,
he's what, 25 years old?
Yeah,
24.
Even worse, dude. That's crazy.
Hey guys, I think we're missing something here.
What are we missing?
I mean, there are many reasons as to why we sucked this year. But the biggest one in my eyes, the constant reshuffling of the offensive line. Our offensive line was beat up, piss poor, hurt, injured, you name it. And really, I think, I'm not saying you take an O lineman with the 6th pick. I mean, I think we need to address. I think obviously, for me, I don't draft by position anyway. I take the best player available. I would hope we could get a big threat on the outside at receiver with number 6. I would love it if Smith fell in our lap. But later in the draft, we definitely need to address the offensive and defensive lines, especially the O-line.
Well, no,
but I disagree. I mean,
slightly. Kelce may retire. Lane Johnson is long in the tooth, and for God's sakes, Peters needs to go. They better not bring him back next year. I mean,
Lane Johnson is the best right tackle in football. He had an ankle injury, so yeah, I mean it's a bit concerning. Brandon Brooks is supposed to be healthy, right? He's the best right guard in football.
Quietly getting up there. With Brandon Brooks, he missed 2 out of the last 3 seasons, correct?
Yeah, no, I get you, but I'm not wasting. I'm not taking the number 6 pick. I'm not saying use a number 6 pick, but somewhere in the draft, we need to address the offensive line. We need to get younger that's every
on
draft.
the O-line.
That's every draft, though. That's every draft. Every draft we draft offensive linemen. I don't think you need an impact guy. I think your offensive line, if they're back healthy, they're fine.
And I like the depth, too. I
think this year was so beneficial for the offensive line, right? If Ralphie's tissue boy, Dillard, comes in and is the first – what?
No, finish your thought.
If he's the first round tackle that we traded up for, we're good on the left side. Seumalo is serviceable at the guard position. Kelce, if he retires, yeah, sure. Do we got to address the interior, especially center in the draft? Yeah. Absolutely. No question about that. But that's the only position that you have to target. Now, all that being said, if Sewell drops to 6, that means somebody's off the board that we didn't expect. I would not pass on Sewell.
So you make a reference. You make a reference to someone. We promised it earlier. Tissue boy. Are you referring to Ralphie's Andre Dillard tissue boy?
Yes.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here. From this dark, cold hotel room, and the endless that you fear.
That guy?
Spectacular.
That guy you're referring to?
What the hell was that?
That's exactly what I was referring to. No, that's what you missed.
Yeah, no, that was
WTF.
Yeah. What, you don't like that, Noah?
Yep. Jimmy, this is a regular kind of thing here.
Listen, Andre Dillard's coming back this year, and he's going to be your left tackle of the future. right?
We need him to. We need him to.
No
You
more
could
of
either
this.
hate him. You could either say whatever you want. He's left tackle of the future.
He's got to be.
I agree.
We wasted a number 25, 24 pick on him. He's got to be.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, okay. Hold on. We've got some MLB trade news here, fam. We'll get back to you in a second. This is via Chrome. What was that, Greg?
Benintendi.
Yep. The Boston Red Sox, Kansas City Royals, and New York Mets have agreed to a 3-way trade.
Oh, I didn't know the Mets were involved. Oh, boy.
Oh, it's always the Mets. They will send outfielder Andrew Benintendi from Fenway to Kansas City. Sources tell ESPN's Jeff Passan on Wednesday night. Royals outfield prospect Khalil Lee will go to the Mets, while Royals outfielder Franchi Cordero will go to the Red Sox, with other players involved as well. Right-handed prospect Josh Winikowski and the player to be named later will be going from the Mets to the Red Sox. So
Mets won the division.
So how did the Mets do this deal and not get Benintendi?
Because it's the Mets.
Because it's the Mets.
Let's shift gears a little bit, okay? Let's shift gears a little bit. We'll come back to the free agency list, but I want to get into the quarterbacks, okay? I want to get into our quarterback carousel predictions for 2021. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Tom and I did it a couple weeks ago where we went around the league and we predicted who the starting quarterback will be for each team at the beginning of the season. We're obviously going to do the same thing, but we're going to get the opinions from Ralph, Frank, Greg, Noah, and myself. So, fam, we're going to go team by team, and then you just type in the comments who you believe their starting quarterback is going to be. And it's going to be on record, and then when everything's said and done, we're going to look back on the show, and we're going to say, I know Mr. Vespi has the notes. We're going to go back and say who was right and who was wrong. So let's start in the AFC East with the New England Patriots. So, fam, Greg, I'll start with you. And it could be a draft kid, it could be somebody via trade, it could be anybody. Who do you believe will be the Patriots quarterback in Week 1 of 2021?
Kyle Trask.
Damn it, motherfucker. Damn it. Come on, dude. Damn it.
Ralph, this is a family show.
Sorry.
No, you can. I don't mind that. I'm going Mac Jones.
Damn it.
I'm guessing you're going Trask?
Yeah. Damn it, man.
Frank?
I thought no one was going to think of that either. Damn it. I thought I was the smartest person in the room. God damn it. Now Ralph, I know how Howie feels.
Don't worry, Howie. You're the smartest person in the room. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, Howie.
Well, Jeffrey's patting him on the shoulder.
You're right.
Oh, man.
Frank.
Let's hope that's the only place he's patting them.
Stan, good name. I like it.
Yep, that was my number 2 option.
I'm gonna go with Dad Bod Cigar Boy, Mac Jones.
Okay, so you're with me. Noah?
Ooh, Estevan.
Patriots starting quarterback?
I think it's gonna be Mac Jones.
All right, so 3 on the Mac Jones train. 2.
That's a good name.
I like that name.
Yeah.
I do like Trey Lance.
I don't like the quarterback, but I like the name.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't like him. I like the...
You think he stole a first-round talent, Greg?
Oh, he's a quarterback. Everyone's a first-round talent when you're a quarterback.
He might end up being a top 10 talent if somebody gets cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way quarterbacks go. You know what I mean?
Listen, if Howie gets crazy, if he wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, it might be us at 6. Just saying. By the way, I'm not being serious, by the way. If I was being serious, I would have already left the room. Dolphins. Who do we think they're going with Tua? Do we think it's Deshaun Watson? Who are we going?
I'm going to go Tua. I'm going Tua.
Same.
I'm going to go with Tua Tagovailoa.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, just slide that one in there, huh, Greg? Just a little, just whispering that in there, huh?
Yep.
So you think it's actually going to happen, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Noah?
Here's a question. Dark Peterson. And yes, Peterson used to quarterback for the Dolphins as well.
Yes.
Anyway.
The more you know.
The more you know, yes. Anyway. Is Fitzpatrick still on their roster?
No, I think he's a free agent.
Free agent.
Yep.
Doesn't matter. I mean, this is 10 years before the season. So if you want Fitzmagic to be the starter, Fitzmagic can be your starter.
Now that leads me to another question. If you're the Eagles, do you go after Fitzpatrick as an insurance policy?
No, because he'll be. This city will friggin' have him replacing Hurts by week 3. You kidding me? He's more of a folk hero than Foles, and Fitzpatrick never won anything. You kidding me? This city will be reckless with Fitzpatrick. I don't give a damn. I'll go 2-14 just so I don't have to listen.
Oh, by the way,
I'm not doing that.
If Fitzpatrick goes to the Patriots, if somehow he goes to the Patriots, that means he will play. He would have been playing for every single AFC East team.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
He's played for the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bills. He just needs one more team to complete the set.
There you go.
No, so Noah,
Jesse, I don't think there's anything low key about it. He is a legend.
Yeah, he's a high key legend. Noah, who's your prediction for Miami?
Yeah, I'll go with Tua, but I don't know. I was thinking of Fitzpatrick as a solid insurance policy for the Birds. I don't know, man.
Listen, it will be fun, but I won't be throwing things if it happens. But I'll be like, oh, we know this is going to end. They'll probably listen. If Fitzpatrick comes here, he'll probably win a damn Super Bowl next year because this is what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Fitzpatrick, second coming of Foles. You know because honestly, we fell in love with Foles. He won a damn Super Bowl. We fell in love with Josh McCown to where I feel like half the fan base wanted him to be the head coach, a couple months ago. And now it's like, oh, Greg, were you one of those, Greg? I saw that.
No, I would take him to be a head coach as he played quarterback.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fair. And now Fitzpatrick, it's like, damn, just take all the quarterbacks that aren't any good and turn them into folk heroes. You know what I'm saying? That's just what this city does better than anything. And then you go to the Bills, easy one here. I don't think anyone's going to get reckless.
Josh Allen.
The Peterman. Just kidding. Josh Allen.
Matt Barkley, Greg. I'll rate you down for Matt Barkley. And then the Jets, Jets.
Give me Justin Fields.
With the second, so you think they're taking Fields second?
I think they take Fields second.
I'm going Wilson.
Oh man, what do the Jets do?
Vinny Testaverde.
Listen, if their old head coach was still in the building, I would believe you, Noah.
You know what?
Just
because for some reason, some way, he's moving up draft boards, I'm going to go Zach Wilson from BYU.
Smart move, Ralphie. Heck is going Trey Lance, the all-time at two. Heck, damn. Greg.
Yeah, I think it's Zach Wilson. I think it's actually pretty easy.
Yeah. Ricky Galone says Chad Pennington. Oh, we got two Chad Penningtons back to back.
Oh my God.
Damn, speaking it into existence. Next division. Let's go to the West, the AFC West. Here's a tough one, guys. The Chiefs.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chad.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes is coming back from the turf toe. I don't know if he's gonna be ready.
Turf toe gate.
No, I'm going to go Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, everyone's got Mahomes here. Let's move on. I think we could say the same for the Chargers, Mr. Herbert. Yeah. Then we've got two interesting ones here, Broncos and Raiders. Let's start with the Broncos.
Where are they selected in this draft?
9, but I don't think it's going to be 9 on draft 9. I think it's going to eventually be 6.
I'm going to go on the limb here, and everybody's been saying it. I'm going to go Trey Lance.
I'm going Mr. Fields. Trading up to 6 to get Fields.
They go with another project quarterback.
Yep, because it's John Elway.
Matt goes.
Right, he hasn't been able to land one yet. He's got to hit on one of the times, right?
Alexis goes Wentz. We've got a Wentz prediction.
Wentz was Broncos were in my top 5 of my piece. I'm just throwing something against the wall here. Give me Russell Wilson.
You're starting the fires now. Now you're I cannot wait until I hear who you have as the Seahawks quarterback then.
Yeah, I don't know who that's going to be. We'll figure that out when we get there.
I'll take my time getting to that division for you. That way you can figure out because you just started one a hell of a situation for you. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. Go home. Greg, go home. Yeah, Cameron's not happy with you.
Who'd you say, Greg?
Russell Wilson.
Oh,
jeez.
Jacob says, "Oh wait, you are home."
I mean,
Noah.
Technically, not really. I'm really not home, technically.
Well, go home then, Greg. Noah, who's your starting quarterback for the Broncos?
Well, I guess it can't be John Elway. Huh?
I mean,
no, we're past that.
It can. I don't recommend it, but it can be.
Now, I guess they gave up on Drew Lock. Is that the...
I mean, if they have any sanity up there, I hope they did.
Yes, I guess that's the census there. Give me Trey Lance.
Okay. Got it. Then we go.
Let's see.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Frank Tripucka for the Broncos, but realistically, it's gonna be Drew.
God bless you. Who did you say?
Frank Tripucka. He was the first ever Broncos quarterback in the AFL days. Father of Kelly Tripucka.
I was gonna say, is that a
why did I ask?
Greg, I'm actually happy you asked because I thought I was doing a really bad job as like a host / like sports guy because I'm thinking to myself, I literally have the button that can not only get you out of here but like ban you from the friggin' server. So, I thought he was insinuating that was like a draft kid. I'm like, is that a second rounder? I'm like, who's Tripucka? Who's Tripucka?
Frank Tripucka.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. Okay, Raiders.
Derek Carr. They don't trade him.
Nathan Peterman. No, I think it's Derek Carr or David Carr, whatever Carr brother it is.
I'm going Trey Lance.
What a career for David Carr, huh?
Yeah. Give me Jamarcus Russell. Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Okay. Noah. I'm afraid to hear what you're about to say. Tebow.
Come on.
Yeah, right.
Come on. Live radio. Live radio.
I hear you. Let Derek Carr.
Good. Then we go to, I think this is the easiest division, so we'll fly through this real quick. I think they're all 4 locks. So Browns, 1, 2, 3, Mayfield, right?
Yeah.
Mayfield.
Yes.
Lamar for the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
Burrow, Bengals,
yeah.
Right? Any conspiracy theorists with the Steelers moving on from Big Ben?
No.
I don't think it's conspiracy theory. I think it's almost an absolute fact that he's retiring.
It's going to happen, but not yet.
Let me sit down for this one. Okay. Well, who do we have as quarterback here, Greg? Russell Wilson?
He's already in Denver.
I said this last year because I thought Big Ben was done last year, and I thought it was going to be Cam Newton. So I'm going to say Cam Newton again for the Steelers.
Oh,
I mean, they did just sign Dwayne Haskins.
Doesn't matter, dude.
But no, I agree with Matt. I actually agree with my Chicago buddy. I think that's where landing spot for Sam Darnold.
But they signed Dwayne though.
And
I mean,
Dwayne's gonna be the next. Oh my God! Why am I blanking on the name? The other Ohio State, Terrell Pryor.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wide receiver.
Jeez.
Convert the wide receiver.
JT Barrett.
Then we go. I'm going to save this division. I'm going to save the South for a reason. I'm going to save it. All right. Let's go to the NFC. Let's go to the West. Okay. We'll start with the Seahawks. And I'll start right with you, Greg.
Cam Newton.
I knew you were going to do that too.
You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, right? Seattle Seahawks fans want to try and run Russell Wilson out of Seattle. Enjoy Cam Newton for a year.
Everyone else saying Russell?
Yes.
I'm going with Jim Zorn.
Who?
Jim Zorn.
He's a coach.
Who was a Seahawks quarterback, but I'm taking Russell Wilson.
Obviously, the Rams are going. We know who that is. It's Stafford. Thank you, Ralphie, for letting me know.
Jared Goff. Oh,
that's right.
Roscoe's new favorite quarterback, Matthew
Does
Stafford.
Roscoe even know that this happened yet?
It probably did happen.
Hey, Roscoe, your quarterback got traded, just so you know.
Rams, Chargers.
Cardinals, everyone still going with Kyler Murray, obviously.
Yep.
Now, this is the fun one. 49ers.
This is a fun one.
I'm gonna say they're gonna stick with I think they're gonna stick with Jimmy G.
You want me to go?
I'm gonna go on the limb, and I'm gonna say Sam Darnold.
That's a great name.
Interesting.
Kirk Cousins.
They traded for him?
Yep.
The last year of his deal? Interesting.
Yep. Kirk Cousins.
I'll have this as my landing spot for Mac Jones.
Okay.
Damn.
And now where are they picking? 11?
12.
11 or 12.
Oh, so almost right in the same spot as last year, huh?
Noah, 49ers quarterback.
I think Jimmy G stays in San Francisco for one more year.
Okay. Matt has Matt Ryan. Nathan has Matt Ryan. Evil Eagle has Jameis Winston.
Ooh.
David has Wentz.
I could definitely see that.
Stan has Darnold. I'm surprised nobody has a certain Texans quarterback. I was for sure thinking somebody was going to have DeSean going there. I'm happy nobody has them going there. Let's see. Jacob, well, number one, no contract is untradeable, especially in the NFL. And two, it's if they send stuff back, it's workable. Trust me.
But I think to his point though, the only saving factor is it's the last year of the deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they only have to make it work for 1 year.
Well, didn't he sign a contract extension?
It was 3 years, 2 years ago. It was all cash too.
Then we go to
all Randy Moss, straight cash, homie.
We go to the North. Packers. I'm still saying Rodgers. I don't believe in all this. Anybody not?
Yeah. Rodgers is staying. They're going to get that deal done. He's going to be a Packer for life.
Greg?
Go ahead, Noah.
I was going to say it. You know what? Call me crazy. I think it'll be Jordan Love.
All right. So
I think there's traction behind the rumors, but I think they're too smart to do that. But I also thought they were too smart to trade up and draft a quarterback in the first round. Give me Rodgers.
Gotcha. Frank, also Rodgers. Let's see. Eagle Slayer going with Jordan Love. The next one, Vikings. I have this being Jimmy G because he went in the Kirk Cousins deal.
I'm going Kirk Cousins.
Give me Kirk.
Greg, Noah?
Cousins.
Yeah, give me Kirk. I although it is possible, I just don't see a trade happening.
Then obviously the Lions. We know it's Goff. The Chicago.
I don't have another name, but it wouldn't shock me in the least if somehow they tried to flip Goff. I don't have like a name or a thought out there of like who it would be, but it would not shock me if they decided they were going to flip Goff and the extra assets that they got. I ultimately think they're going to end with them, but it would not be crazy if we got an alert and said, nope, Jared Goff's been traded to whatever, right?
Well, you know who would be happy about that? You know who would be happy about that, though, Greg?
Don?
No, Jared Goff.
Yes.
Jared Goff would be happy about that. Bears, Chicago Bears. I believe this is Derek Carr. I think Wentz is going elsewhere, and then late in the game, they're going to go with Derek Carr and possibly draft a kid late.
I'll go Matt Ryan.
This probably won't happen.
Matt Ryan, damn, okay.
This probably won't happen, but I'm going to go Deshaun Watson.
I was also thinking Deshaun Watson, but I don't think it's going to happen either. But I'm going to go with Trey Lance.
Okay.
Gardner
Minshew alert, huh? How about that, Bears fans? You might as well just keep Trubisky. You kidding me? Damn. Noah. Bears.
Rex
Trubisky.
Jay Cutler.
My only hesitation with Trubisky is they gotta sign him.
Jim McMahon.
They gotta extend him.
Nah,
so you gotta believe that he's the guy. Because it's not going to be a 1-year deal. To Jacob's point, it's not. You know what I mean? Like, sure, they could franchise him, right, and make it easy, but
yeah,
right. Well, that's what I'm thinking they're going to do. They're going to franchise him, and so they can take a quote unquote.
That's paying a lot of money to Mitch Trubisky for a franchise, right? That's almost $30 million to Mitchell Trubisky.
And another thing too is that like
a lot of money.
Where are they gonna if they do trade for Wentz, Chicago does, and say they don't trade Foles, they don't trade Trubisky. Now you have 3 quarterbacks on your roster. I mean, what do you do? I mean, obviously you can't. Do you cut Trubisky and eat some of that cap or what? What situations are they even in with them? If they even do trade for Wentz.
Bears fan Matt chimes in. Bears fans hate Trubisky. We booed him off the draft stage because we didn't get Watson. Yeah, we know, Matt. We were at the draft. We talked to the Bears.
Not only Watson, Mahomes too.
Yep.
I want to know, Matt. Who do you think's your quarterback this year?
Let me see if he put it. He might have put it in the comments earlier.
I'd be interested to see who he thinks.
He did say, "Please God, no." So
probably to Matt Ryan or Trubisky.
Maybe both. I'm not sure.
Both. D, all the above.
Let's go to the NFC South. Falcons. I've still got Matt Ryan for another year.
Matt Ryan's still there.
Matty Ice.
I could see if I don't believe he'd be the starter, but I could see if one of the Packers quarterbacks was getting traded, I could see Jordan Love eventually going here.
This is where I have Justin Fields.
With the 4th overall?
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else?
Goes back home.
Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks. Anyone else not have Matt Ryan?
Bueller.
Mike. Okay, so I guess that's a no. Buccaneers. It's going to be Tom Brady until he's 70, so we'll move on.
Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
Steve DeBerg.
Saints. I'm going Winston.
Oh man.
I got Winston.
Saints are a tough one.
Yeah.
Are you?
Because is Breeze really done?
Yes. Did you watch that playoff game?
100%. He was
Did
done.
You watch that playoff game?
He was done 2 years ago, Ralphie. He's getting paid $9 million to go in the booth.
Yeah, I would. Absolutely.
I hope he does.
Did Breeze make it official and retire?
Not yet.
Not yet, but it's
I'll say once again, did you watch the playoff game?
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
I certainly did, and he was terrible.
Yeah.
But
you know what? I'll go with you, Rye. I'll go Jameis Winston, too. Just because they think they can fix him or they have something in him.
Thanks, friend.
It's Ralph, by the way.
Noah, Greg.
My name's Ralph, by the way.
Trey Lance.
Okay. Noah.
Noah.
I hear you.
Speak.
All right. I believe it or not, I think they're going to go with Taysom Hill for 1 year.
So Jalen Hurts without the steroids. Got it. And you got Taysom Hill.
Evil Eagle.
Pretty much.
This mystery team, Evil Eagle, that's out there. I you know who I think the mystery team is? It's Howie's cousin, because there's no mystery team. It's called Trade Negotiation Propaganda.
Well,
but I do agree.
My neighbor said, "Go ahead."
Evil Eagle. The Saints are absolutely or should absolutely be in on Carson Wentz.
Should be. Absolutely. Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, Wentz and his best friend Malcolm Jenkins. Yeah,
that's the dynamic that is interesting. How funny would that be if it all comes out? Malcolm was actually like trashing Wentz.
He was the snake. Yeah,
just to behind closed doors be going to Peyton and be like, "Yo, we need this guy. We need this guy."
It was like a setup. Okay, yes. I see what you're doing. I would dislike Malcolm a little bit more than I already do. And I appreciate Malcolm, but what he's done last year has kind of pissed me off a little bit. Anyway, everyone give the Saints predictions, I imagine.
Yeah, I said Jameis Winston.
Okay. Panthers. I'm going
Teddy
Deshaun
Bridgewater.
Yep. I'm staying with Teddy.
Deshaun Watson.
Teddy for 1 more year.
Deshaun Watson.
Garoppolo.
Wow. Jimmy G.
How? Can I ask? How?
I don't know. Just throwing shit against the wall.
Noah?
Wait, where the hell are we at again?
Carolina.
Carolina.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jake Delhomme.
Yeah.
Cam.
They may as well.
Cam Newton.
Who do you think, dude?
Who?
I don't know. I think they draft a quarterback. That's what I think. And I think where are they picking? Top 10 or top 15?
8.
They're at 8. Justin Fields falls to them.
Thank you, sir. Then we go to our division. The Giants still going with Jones.
Yes. Yeah, Daniel Jones is there. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dallas.
Dak.
Yeah. Dak.
Washington. I'm going with Sam Darnold.
Oh, damn it. I forgot about this goddamn team.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
They don't even have a name.
Yusef will be very angry about that you forgot them.
Tyler Heineke.
You think so? You think so?
I mean, Heineke did sign a little extension. I'm thinking Alex Smith.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not really high on Washington right now. I don't know.
Ralphie, we need your answer, Ralphie.
I know. I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
Alex Smith.
Thank you. Man, Noah beat you to the punch, Ralphie.
Wow.
You've got that on your card right now.
It's a Christmas
how
miracle.
many years does he have left on his contract? Is this it?
You really doing contract talk with Alex Smith right now?
I am, because it's – I am.
Just pick a damn name, Noah.
I'll go Alex Smith,
Ralph.
too. Alex Smith.
I'm sorry. Can I make an adjustment?
I if you do it quickly, yeah.
Give me Andy.
Do it off camera.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
Okay. Last division, we've got the AFC South. Texans. I've got Bridgewater because I have him going back in the deal for DeSean.
I think the Texans.
And this is, you know what? I'll go Andy Dalton here to the Texans.
Jesus.
Yeah. They're just absolutely going to suck this year, dude. They're going to be bad again, dude. They're going to be bad again. And yet again, I don't even think they even have a first round pick this year again, right? Because it went to Miami, right? It would have been what, the fourth pick?
Three.
Yeah, 3. Yeah. So they don't even have a first round pick. The only way you're going to get one is if you trade DeSean. But I'm gonna go Andy Dalton.
Frank?
Oh, jeez.
Frank, didn't you write this down on the list?
I did, but then I'm like trying to think of all the quarterbacks that.
Look at your list.
I know.
That'll tell you the quarterbacks.
I know, but part of me says DeSean stays. I don't know why.
Your list.
Just look down. Look at your list.
I have it. I have it as DeSean.
So okay.
Yes.
You're saying
DeSean. Yes.
Okay. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence.
Sunshine, yeah.
Easy one.
I didn't get my Texans.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Drew Lock.
Go Texans. I'm going to entertain that conversation. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's a live. I mean, damn, Houston. Hopefully
they already have a problem, so you might as well.
Yeah.
See what he does.
Hopefully the Astros don't hit any more trash cans. Maybe that'll give you a distraction for a little bit. Titans still with Tannehill. We all obviously know that. The contract.
Yeah.
And finally, the final team in this list, the Indianapolis Colts.
He wears 11 here, and he'll be wearing 11 there. Carson Wentz.
And I agree.
Damn it, man. God damn it.
Did we skip over the Eagles?
We did.
You really would? I mean,
We did.
I figured we would finish that. We would finish with them.
Okay. No, I was making sure.
No, I'm not.
No, I have Carson Wentz with the Colts.
Okay. Frank?
I'm going to go with Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, Jesus God almighty. All right.
So then where do you have Carson?
Carson stays.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
He disagreed to the poll
now.
question.
I disagree to the poll. That's happened about 2 hours ago, Ralph.
Oh, my goodness.
What we call foreshadowing, damn it.
Noah, we need you.
Matt Ryan is a good name. I like that. I forget who I saw that with.
David said it. Eagle Slayer said it.
Eagle Slayer. That's who. I like Matt Ryan there. It's a good thought.
Noah, Colts and Eagles. Who are the quarterbacks?
I think. I hate to say it, but I think Carson Wentz ends up in Indianapolis, and I think Jalen Hurts will be under center for the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our 2021 quarterback carousel predictions. Before because we'll go for another, let's say 20 minutes or so, and then we'll get out of here. We'll call it a night. Before we go to a little Sixers and Phillies, fam, feel free to chime in with any overall questions you have regarding the Eagles or anything Eagles related, NFL related. We'll give you a chance to ask us real quick before we switch over. Let's see. Matt was saying Eagles, DeSean Watson in a 3-way trade.
Can you imagine, man?
Nikki was going Eagles, Carson Wentz, or Zach Wilson. I would jump off the bridge for the second one.
Man.
Nathan is going Colts going Dalton or Bridgewater. That's an all-time disappointment for them. John Lynch, question. Do you think Kelce retires if Wentz gets traded? I don't believe he's retiring. I think this is going to be his final year. I believe he will retire this time next year. Do we all agree with that?
Correct. I agree. I think he sticks it out for one more year.
Let's see. Jesse says, if Wentz goes, why don't we shed the veterans contract and try to get as much draft capital as possible? I agree, Jesse. I agree. I mean, that's when, you would be trading, Zach Ertz, obviously. Somebody was asking us earlier, would we keep Marquise Goodwin? I would not, just because if you cut him, you actually save $4.5 million. So I would look into doing that. And also, I look at this, fam, my ideal, not to get into a full draft breakdown, but my ideal scenario for draft night would be, so we're at 6 right now. We trade back with the Broncos. We go back to 9. Okay. Say, for example, we take Pitts at 9. Okay. Let's just hypothetically say Pitts is the pick at 9. And we also trade Wentz and we have the 20th pick. Okay. We would trade 6 to the Broncos for 40, which is their second round pick, and 9. So then all of our picks after the trade with the Broncos and the trade with Wentz, we would go on a draft night with 9, 20, 37, 40. It's pretty good as far as draft capital. And and then if you got Ertz for a third, you're looking at 6 picks in the first 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's looking.
Which is crucial because. Sorry, Ralph. Go ahead.
No. I said it's going to look great, but hopefully we can hit on at least 3 out of 4 players, or hopefully 4 out of the 4 players that we select, because we can't stop missing on every single player so far that we drafted. We got to hit on them now. You're in cap hell. You have bad contracts. You got to start hitting on these draft picks.
A lot of people were asking us, hey, what about trading Fletcher Cox? What is he worth? It's kind of a tough spot. I'll start with you, Ralph. A, would you trade Fletcher? And B, do you think we're trading Fletcher?
I think Fletcher.
And I'll answer a third one real quick. If you are trading him, what do you think his worth is?
Me personally, Fletcher stays here. But if I am trading him, I think he's the same amount of what you can get for Zach Ertz, a third rounder. Maybe if a team needs a defensive tackle or a defensive end, whatever you want to put him at, defensive tackle, excuse me, then maybe you could get a second for him. I don't think he's worth a first round pick. That's just my honest opinion. But right now, I think Fletcher Cox stays on his football team.
And Justin, he's saying, why trade for picks if he can't pick right? You've got to go through the draft. I'm not saying, listen, if we were running the team, we would have not traded. We would have fired Howie Roseman 2 years ago. So
we would have drafted DK Metcalf and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, amongst some others. So I cannot help who the GM is and who's picking. I'm just saying, if I'm an organization that needs to acquire a lot of young talent and rebuild an entire defense and not having a lot of flexibility as far as money, you have to do that by shedding some veterans, getting some draftable assets, because not only are they young, you have 4 years of control with those said players. I don't disagree. No one's disagreeing, and nobody's happy about, hey, let's rely on the draft this year, because we know we're playing with fire like we are every other year. But just because he's not good at drafting doesn't mean, hey, we're just not going to make those picks. You know what I'm saying? We have to go into it trying to get the best players available. I'm not saying It's going to pan out, but that's the plan I would have if I'm any organization. Okay? So that's the way I look at it.
And it's got to get to a point where, as a whole, as an organization, you have to start hitting on these picks, man. Because this is one of the big problems for the Eagles for the past about 10 years now. The reason why we're such a free agent heavy team is because the picks that we've had, I would say about 10% of the picks outside of the last 10 years have been hits. And the reason why we're such a big free agency team is because those draft picks that we had haven't been anything. So you have to go out the free agency and fill those holes and give out bad contracts just for guys to come here.
Yep.
And now here we are going into 2021 season, and you're in cap hell. Cap hell, and you got really no movement. No movement.
And by the way, I'm not.
Thanks, Howie.
I'm not trading Fletcher unless I get a big deal for him. By the way, I'm not doing it.
And I agree with that, Jesse. I agree with that. Personally, I don't trade him, but like you said, a Super Bowl contending team will give you a second for Fletcher Cox, absolutely. But I think his value right now is along the lines of Zach Ertz, where you might get a third round for him.
Fletcher Cox is not getting traded.
I agree with that.
Fletcher Cox is getting extended
and restructured.
Yep.
It's the only way. It's the only way you can get. It's the only way you can get any type of relief out of Fletcher. Correct. Trading him is not going to give you any relief. Trading him is going to make it worse. The only way to get relief from Fletcher is extending him. You're probably going to have to pay him till he's 36, 37 years old. That's fine. That's the bull you. That's the cross you got to bear for Howie being inept.
Yep. I'm looking.
And I agree, Colin. If I'm trading him, I'm getting a first back, or I'm not trading him.
This is an article via Eagles Wire, came out the other day, and it says 5 ways you can restructure, and the Eagles can make enough room to create $50 million in cap space. The number one thing is restructuring Fletcher Cox's contract. The savings would be $11.1 million.
Yep.
The Eagles would save $16 million releasing Cox with a post-June 1st designation. Cox made his 6th straight Pro Bowl in 2020. Let's see, over the past 2 seasons, Cox has had 10 sacks and 19 quarterback hits combined. Cox will count $23.8 million against the cap in 2021 and $23.7 million in 2022, the last year of his deal, plus an additional $6.5 million dead money part of his contract after it ends. The second way you would do that is restructuring Brandon Graham's contract. The savings would be $8.9 million. Third would be cut post-June 1st cut or trade Derek Barnett. The cap savings would be $10 million. Then you would have the extension of Javon Hargrave's contract, which would save us $9.4 million. And finally, the post-June 1st cut designation for DeSean Jackson, that would save us $8.7 million. So everyone's saying
this roster is going to be completely different next year. Completely different.
Yep.
Your homies might not be here. Your boys might not be on the roster anymore. It's going to be a different Philadelphia Eagles team next year.
And it also says other potential moves is restructuring Darius Slay's contract at 6, and that would save us $7.6 million in cap savings. Restructure Brandon Brooks, which would save us $7 million in cap savings. Trade Carson Wentz, which would save us $852,000. So that's not really saving things. Restructure Lane Johnson, which would save us $6.9 million in savings. And finally, cut Zach Ertz post June 1st, which would save us $8.7 million. So everyone's saying, oh, guys, why are you talking free agents? There's ways to get under it. It's not a good spot, but there's ways to get under it. That's why we say, hey, bring in so-and-so instead of, hey, let's just develop them, because with all the guys you're going to have to cut or restructure, you're going to need bodies. No down. But anyway, let's for the next couple minutes, let's go into Sixers here. Obviously, big
Huge
win last
night. Yep.
Yeah, big win last night against Sacramento.
Let's go.
In the middle, what are you saying? Let's go for what? Who are you? Who are you?
Silence, peasant.
Yeah, what are you Lakered up? Let's go right now. Listen, you know what I see right now? Speaking of Lakers, some disrespect to Joel Embiid right now. Talking about the MVP. You see that ESPN voting?
Yeah, I don't agree with it. He should be unanimous MVP.
Who?
Joel.
Damn right he should be.
Joel should be MVP this year. Nobody else should get it. Care what anybody says. I could be a Laker crumb all day. I'll be not a homer right now. Okay, he should get MVP. Joel Embiid should be MVP of the league when it's all said and done.
I agree, Jesse. He's going to get the vote because he is LeBron. And he's a very good player, too. He's playing very well. But what I'm going to do is, because last night was the first leg of, I believe, a 4-game road trip.
Yeah.
You guys out west?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
But over the next week, we've got a lot of big games. So I'm going to pull up the schedule. And my big question for you guys before we give a little Phillies and then we get out of here, give me the record that they will finish coming out of these 6 games, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go just next 5 games up until next Friday, okay? So we've got tomorrow night at 10 p.m., another late one. Sixers at the Blazers. Then you've got Sixers at the Suns on Saturday. You've got Sixers Jazz on Monday. That I'm very much looking forward to that game. All these games are going to be really good. Then they come home and they've got the Rockets next Wednesday. So next week's show, next Wednesday, we will be doing a live reaction / post games to Sixers Rockets. And then next Friday, we've got the Zach LaVine show in Philly. Bulls coming to Philly next Friday. So next Friday's Fan Friday will be the Zach LaVine show live reaction. So coming out of those 5 games, Blazers, Suns, Jazz, Rockets, Bulls, what will the record be coming out of those 5?
I'm going to go 4-1, and your only loss is going to be to the team that I want that has a deep run in the playoffs this year. That's the Phoenix Suns. I'm going to say 4-1. And I hope to God, please blow out Utah. Please blow out Utah for us, please. Because I would love for the Sixers just to walk into Utah and just blow them out of the water.
So I guess the fam at home is counting the game last night. So because it's 6 games then. The Kings, Trailblazers, Suns, Jazz, Sixers, Bulls. So you would have them what, Ralphie? 5-1?
5-1. 5-1. With the 1 loss coming to Phoenix.
Greg?
Uh, 4-2.
Who are we losing to?
I agree, Suns. I think we owe the Trailblazers. I think the Suns, and it's the NBA, so I can't really pick. I mean, the Jazz are playing really well, right? Let's not sugarcoat it. The Jazz are, playing right now as one of the top teams in the NBA. I think we beat them, but I think to beat them means we lose to one of the Rockets or the Bulls just because it's the NBA.
Gotcha.
Gabriel says 0-6. Thanks, Gabriel.
But it is nice to finally talk about the Sixers on the road, and we're able to talk about potentially wins. Right?
Yeah, not having us go 1-5.
And we're not like, well, I don't know. We don't know what they're going to look like. No, this team has kind of shed that, especially a lot recently. And it's because they play defense. They play defense at all facets. So it's the NBA. When you go on these road trips, nothing ever goes perfect. I'll go 4-2. Right? 4-2?
Yep.
And to your point, Greg, before we go to Frank, Noah, and myself, this time last year, if we were going on a 6-game road trip or whatever, or if we were just projecting, 6 games, we would all be saying, hey, we'll take 3-3. Like, we would be happy with 3-3.
Yeah.
That would be acceptable. Now we would say, oh, my God, if we come out of it 3-3, we're going to be very disappointed, to be honest, especially knowing that we're 14-0 as a starting 5.
Right.
Frank.
Again, I'm sorry to keep going, but
no, you're fine. You're fine.
You figure there's a game Joel's going to miss.
Yep.
Right? If you're going on that one every 6, 7, 8 games he misses, that's there. The one good thing is we don't have a back-to-back. But they are all on the road, right? So there's going to be that random game Joel misses, and there's just going to be that game we're going to overlook, like the Cleveland game early in the year, right? And I know we had a couple of guys not play, but we still what we thought should have beaten Cleveland. We now know Cleveland's a little better of a team, but that's what the NBA is, right? So
yeah, they're playing on the road 3 of the next 5, the next 3, and then they're back home against the Rockets and the Bulls. Frank.
I am going to go on the next 5 games. I'm going to say 4-1. The loss will be coming from the Suns. Although it will be a very fun matchup to watch, I think it's gonna be one of those weird games where it just might not be in the Sixers' favor against the Suns.
Mr. Eat.
I'd say 4-1. The loss will be to the Suns. Fellas, I hate to do this, but I got to call it a night. I got a real early morning.
No, you're good, brother.
Buddy.
See you, Noah.
All right.
Later, brother. See you next week.
Yep, I'll catch up with you guys next week. Great show.
Yep.
See you, fella.
You too, brother.
I'm backtracking. Everyone's got him losing to the Suns. I don't have him losing to the Suns anymore.
Yeah, I don't have them losing to the Suns.
The fact that everybody says they're losing to the Suns leads me to believe they're going 5-1.
Yeah, see, I've got them going 4-2 with a loss against the Blazers tomorrow night. And the
Is Dame back?
Say that again.
Is Dame back tomorrow night?
I believe so.
I think they win. I think they beat the Blazers tomorrow. I don't care if Dame's playing or not. I think the Sixers in their mind owe the Blazers something. I think they're going to take that game personally. From I know they had a lot of circumstances going against them, but I think they're going to take it personally. I think they're going to come out and show themselves, show the NBA that they're absolute. This is Philly sports passion. Absolutely, this is a payback game. And I know we were missing a whole bunch of people. There's no excuse for that.
True. So I have them losing Blazers tomorrow in a letdown game, and losing Monday night to the Jazz. So I have us finishing 4-2 coming out of that. What's up, Don? What is he saying? What's up? What's going on, A2D peeps? I just got done working. Of course, I missed another live session. I hope everyone is well. Listen, brother, and everyone who's just joining us or watches us on the playback, can go back and listen and watch all of our conversations, whether you missed it on this show or the shows earlier or shows yesterday. So if you missed us, don't worry. Either when we're done now or a little bit later, go back and re-listen. You're fine. We appreciate you watching whenever you get a chance to.
They stay up on all platforms too, so
yes, sir.
Appreciate you chiming in. Thanks, brother.
Appreciate that, Don.
And like I said, fam, if you're just joining us for the first time, and even if you're not, drop us a like real quick. A follow if you're watching over here on Facebook, a subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, a follow over on Twitter if you're watching on Periscope, Twitch, etc. We appreciate the support. We've got shows every single day. We're going to be getting off in about 6-7 minutes, but we've got shows every single day. We've got Birds of a Feather tomorrow. We've got hockey tomorrow, and there's no after dark. It's not tomorrow, right? They're just taking the entire week off.
Yeah, they took the week off. Yep.
Okay.
Don, little PTO.
Yeah. Don was saying, do you think we could get DeRozan and Aldridge? And if so, do you think? No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I don't think a splashy move like that would be in the cards for us. I think any trade we make is going to be to tweak the back end of the bench, maybe get a stretch four, maybe another upgraded center, maybe above Tony Bradley. But
you mean like LaMarcus Aldridge?
Yeah, but isn't he making a ton of money though, Greg?
No, I know. And Don, if you have an idea of what you're thinking of giving up, let us know. Yeah. I love both those names. I'm not too big on DeRozan, but to me at this point, DeRozan's better than Danny Green. The only thing Danny Green has going for him is he's won a little bit more. So how much do you value that? I would love to get LaMarcus Aldridge. I just don't see us making that type of move, because it would just cost too much.
That's a Celtics move. That's
scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I brought up a trade scenario last.
I'm going to run on the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm actually going to run a trade scenario by you that I brought up during the show last night involving the Celtics. Because I've been saying, Ralphie and Frank, I know we talk, behind the scenes, we talk a lot of NBA trade stuff, and I'm always on the damn machine. And I've been saying since last season that I think Kemba Walker was going to get traded at some point. And I believe that they would trade Kemba Walker, especially a guy who has a lot of money left who's getting paid, and also somebody who he's got 4 more years left on his contract, including this year's. So I believe they would put him in a package to get some size. You know what I'm saying? Because Tristan Thompson's not going to cut it in the playoffs, and he's not going to cut it against Joel Embiid. I like Tristan Thompson, but he's not a game changer for you. So I came up with this trade. Tell me if you would do it if you're the Celtics, and if you would do it if you're the team that's making the trade with the Celtics. It's a 2-for-3 trade. The Celtics would be sending Kemba Walker, Robert Williams, the young center, and Romeo Langford to the Orlando Magic. Hey, Greg. For
season tickets are on the way.
I'm sure it is. Do they have fans down there, right, Greg?
They do have fans.
They do, yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They would be sending Walker, Williams, and Langford to the Magic for Al-Farouq Amino and Nikola Vucevic. So the Celtics would be getting Vucevic and Amino for the starting, for the
Al-Farouq Aminu, man. I completely forgot he's still in the league.
No, he's making $9.7 million.
And who's Boston giving up?
Jeez.
Boston's giving up Kemba. He's making 30. Robert Williams, who would be the young center. Robert Williams I like, but they would be getting a young center as the replacement. And Romeo Langford, who I like, but he's not getting a lot of playing time.
I just question why Orlando does that unless they just realize that they might not get anything. Vucevic is leaving, right? You know what I mean? And just get something for him. But they're already guard heavy. You know what I mean? You drafted Cole Anthony. You got Markel Baum, right? I'm not saying they're all better than Kemba. Kemba's better than both of them, but you have a lot invested there. You extended Mama's boy for $150 million. You know what I mean? If you're Boston, absolutely. I think Boston can handle that, can handle giving up Kemba. I still think Kemba gives them a little bit of an edge and gives them an assassin, or you know what I mean, like that type of score that you need in the playoffs. But they have enough guys that can hit open shots. I just don't know why Orlando does that.
That's fair. Colin says, saw a rumor earlier, Boston sending Kemba and Taco Fall to Wizards for Westbrook. Is that real? That's a funny trade if that was the case.
That's a little
and my other trade scenario.
What was Don's comment?
Says, all right, fellas, I got to get some sleep. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll talk to you,
Don.
Thank you, Don. Thanks for checking in with us, brother.
Thanks for chiming in, buddy. Appreciate it.
This would be, and this is going to make you guys will enjoy this one. Maybe a little bit, but it also would scare me half to death. It would be the Celtics sending Kemba Walker, Robert Williams, Romeo Langford, a 2021 first-round pick and a 2021 second-round pick via Oklahoma City to Oklahoma City for Al Horford and George Hill. So the Celtics would be getting George Hill and Al Horford back in the deal.
Jeez.
So you would have the reunion of Big Al in Boston.
And Kemba's in that deal?
Kemba would be going to the Thunder with Williams and Romeo Langford, a first-rounder and a second-rounder. So their game plan for the Thunder would be it would be kind of like they had Chris Paul and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year. It would be Kemba and Gilgeous-Alexander as their two big stars.
I don't know if I necessarily see the value for Boston in that one.
No George Hill and Al Horford?
No.
All right. Ralphie?
To be honest, I actually like the first trade that you had.
Oh, the first trade's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm Boston, I'm doing the first trade. Yeah, and I agree with that. The Thunder would do that in a heartbeat. Yep. Absolutely. Because they're getting picks.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting more picks.
So, final question of the night for you, fam.
The Dodgers have avoided arbitration with Walker Buehler, signing him to a 2-year, wait for it, $8 million
Wow.
contract.
And,
They got Walker Buehler for $4 million a year right now.
And he's going to be their ace too.
And Bowtie says salaries are low for a pitcher of his caliber because of his service time. So not only are they the Harlem Globetrotters starting rotation, they get Walker Buehler for $4 million. That's like having Juan Soto. Oh my God!
You know that meme from Breaking Bad, Greg, where Jesse's yelling, "He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away."
Jesse is.
You never saw Breaking Bad?
No.
Oh man! All right,
we'll do this another time. Yeah. This conversation with you down there, and I'm looking down at you right now in despair.
Look down all you want.
Have you at least watched 24?
24 is one of my favorite shows of all time.
All right, you're fine. You pass. It's cool. Ralphie?
No, I have not.
All right, now I'm looking at you now. Phillies question. So Didi Gregorius officially announced today that he's back. Well, he didn't announce it. The team announced that he's back. But in his little press conference, reintroduction with the team, he said that he believes the team, and I'm going to pull up the exact quote in a moment, he believes that this team has the potential to get to World Series. I'll ask you guys, here you go, this is the quote, Didi Gregorius, after signing 2-year deal on the Phillies making the playoffs. Quote, we have the players. I think if everybody does the job they are supposed to do, we should be there and get to the World Series. The team is good. Do you agree?
Fuck listen, I think the fielding is great. I think your lineup is set, but I'm going to keep on going back to it, guys. I don't care if we sign Archie Bradley or not. It's a bullpen arm. We need more bullpen, dude.
We just signed Ryan Kinsler today.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Nice. He'll be with Lehigh Valley if there's a farm system this year. Either way,
he's got a very big incentive-leading contract, so I would have to believe he's going to be here.
Well, with the Phillies, you never know.
Bryce Harper wanted him.
Eagle Slayer. I've seen Breaking Bad. Greg hasn't seen Breaking Bad. It's him. I've seen it. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. So, Ralphie, do you agree or disagree? Because I agree with Molly.
Yeah. I disagree just because of the fact you still need pitching.
Who's your name, Philly Sports Passion? Who's your guy?
I've got two.
No. I mean, yes. Speaking of it, in reality, do I disagree? Yes. Do I like the fact that he says that? Because what else is he supposed to say at an introductory press conference? Yeah, I mean, I think this team's pretty good. We could be about 500, right? So I love that out of him, and I do agree. If everybody, I do agree with the side though. If everyone does what they're supposed to do, this team can be very well. Ooh, is this Ryan's burner?
I was gonna say he's listening to Philly Sports Passion. I know you've caught a couple shows.
Is this Ryan's burner account?
He's watched some shows I've been on. He's been listening.
You're paying attention. You're giving up for Chris Sale.
What am I?
What's your trade? Yeah, to Boston. I'm Boston.
What do you want?
You're all in Boston?
What's up, Rye? It's Ralph from Boston, the Red Sox.
Listen, it's you. It's Ralph. Oh, Ralph, you're the GM. Okay, I'm hanging up the phone. Goodbye.
No, you're not getting Chris Sale then. I guess I'll just ship him off to Toronto then.
All right,
for Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Then I do Ralphie for you, Mr. Ralphie Boston. Then I go a little bit different. I go Sonny Gray for you. That's what I do to you.
That's a good name.
That's what I do to you. Okay, I hang up the phone, then I pick up the burner phone, and I'm like, "Hey, Frank, it's Cincinnati. Hey, how are you? Hey, hi. Sonny Gray. Oh yeah, you're gonna do that. You know why? Because I can. Give me Sonny Gray. Goodbye.
Here you go. Here's Sonny.
Sonny Gray from like 3 years ago when he was a beast for the A's.
Hey, listen, I'll do the Jake Arrieta again.
Great last year for Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was again. So I don't need Sonny Gray being our ace. I don't need Sonny Gray being our ace, but I'll take him. And I'm saying, like, is that a name you would like, Greg? And do you think it's realistic?
No, it's definitely a name I like. Realistic is the other is the key word, just because I don't know that the Eagles or the Eagles, Jesus. If the Phillies are going to spend the money that's needed to potentially go get him. You know what I mean?
What does it say? Ted, Ralph's GM twist his arm until he makes the trade. Ryan can handle Ralph. No.
But getting back to TD's comments, I think they absolutely can. If JT has that year, if Bryce goes on his MVP type of year, right? Knowles is back. We know what Wheeler is. I mean, I agree. We do need another starting pitcher. Even with the addition of Kinsler, I think we do need another bullpen arm.
100%.
Nick Foles, I hated saying your name, but don't put that evil on Spencer Howard, please.
Oh, no, don't do that.
There was a bullpen arm out there that I heard a rumor today, and it wasn't a rumor necessarily that we are, in trying to sign him, but that it would make sense. Trevor Rosenthal. Trevor Rosenthal for the back half of that bullpen. That would almost
I'll take it.
That would get me a little bit more excited for the Phillies than I already am.
Yes, I will take him.
I'm sorry. Sean asks a good question. He says, "Okay, interesting question. Let's say you're a part of your favorite team, any sport, and they're going after a player, former or current. Who is it?" So if I'm like the GM, let's say, and I can go after any current or past player. All right, we'll do one each. We'll go, or we'll start Eagles. So if we're the GM and we can bring back one Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Or make the deal that should have happened that was never.
Mine's easy for the Eagles.
Go back on a deal that should have never happened.
Mine's very easy for the Eagles.
Go ahead, Ralph.
So, former player. So this dude could be retired. Okay, I'm going T.O.
You would have brought him back?
Yeah.
Hey, Donovan's not here. We're good.
I'm bringing T.O. back.
I know who you're insinuating or you're referring to, Greg.
Who's that?
Dawkins?
No.
Really?
Nope.
I'm actually going to go with Brian Dawkins.
You're saying this.
Nope.
Is it Reggie White?
Oh, it's Reggie White.
I would have never let Reggie White out of the door.
Nah, that's my guy. That's who I would go with.
I mean, Shady's great.
All very good choices.
Brian Dawkins is great. I'll take T.O. tomorrow, so you can never not twist my arm for T.O.
Nick Foles.
I'll sign. No.
Nick Foles votes Nick Foles.
We already brought it back 3 times.
Let's make it a 4th.
Okay, Phillies. One former player.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
You're gonna fit. I gotta be responsible here. I was gonna go with a name, but I gotta be responsible. I gotta think about this for a second.
Yeah.
If I could have one Philly player back on the team,
I don't give a damn. I don't care if people hate this. I'm going Cole Hamels. I don't give a damn. Prime Cole Hamels is exactly what we would need on this team. We have plenty of bats. If you had prime Cole, listen, Cole Hamels is still a free agent, by the way, right?
Yeah, correct.
Bring him in.
Oh, you don't have to twist my arm to bring Hollywood.
Now, how much money do we have left?
Hollywood Hamels. I'm not talking Cole Hamels. I'm talking Hollywood Hamels. You give me Hollywood Hamels, we win the World Series.
Yeah, I mean
maybe we get to the Dodgers.
Yeah, no, we're not beating them. Nobody's touching them.
Dodgers.
Yeah, no. I like your thinking, Greg. We're close, but
Molly, I love me some peace, right? But at the time we let him go, he was done.
Listen, you went pitching, Ryan. I'm gonna go. The greatest second baseman in Phillies history. I'm gonna go Chase Utley.
Oh my God.
Going Chase Utley.
We already held on to him 2 years too long.
Papelbon for you, Frank?
Yeah, reunite him with fucking Bryce Harper.
Franchise leader in saves.
No.
How about Carlos?
Oh shit!
Ruiz?
There we go. We could just bring back Billy Wagner.
Yo, I hated that. I hated that.
Eagles Slayer's on my mindset. I'm going to cheat and go a combo. I'm going Victorino and Worth.
So what's the outfield look? But we have Kutch and Harper. What we don't need 4 outfielders.
Oh, they're adding to this team. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying, guys. That okay. So we're adding to this team.
Shit, we need a bullpen. Give me Brad Lynch.
This is easy. Give me Lenny Dykstra.
I'm gonna go the combo route.
It's a freaking mess.
Give me Lenny Dykstra to play center field lead off. Dude's gonna bat in today's MLB. Dude's batting 400.
Well, in today's world, is he making it to the friggin' stadium?
Well, no, we're going prime. We're going obviously prime.
I know.
He looks back. He goes, "Do you see that out there? You see what that says? I know what that's a ball. My batting average says it's a ball. I love me some Lenny.
I just know what Lenny turns into, though, Craig. I can't get that out of my head.
I love it. Bryce needs to loosen up a little bit. Lenny's going to bring that to him.
That's a little too loose. That's like loosey loose. I mean, hey, there's my guy, John Mayberry. Here we go. I used to think he was so damn good. I used to think he was a superstar. Frank, who did you say again?
I'll probably go with Cole Hamels on this one.
This Phillies,
a good one.
It's a great name. It's a fantastic. Cliff Lee before he turned into an idiot. Yeah. I would say him.
And refused to get surgery.
The part of
which
the four
time, Ralphie?
All of them.
Sixers.
Don't ever bring up that name ever again.
Sixers. Yeah.
How
about Andrew? No, I'm not getting Andrew Bynum.
You want to get banned?
No.
I think it's.
Jeez.
I mean, it's Iverson, right? I mean, it's clearly Iverson.
Yeah, Iverson.
Unless we're going Barkley or old school.
I mean, Iverson. Iverson's the gimme, but you just got to think of like other. I mean, the only other player I could think of. I mean, a little extra threes, maybe Kyle Korver.
Go home.
No, like if you're not going Iverson, you gotta give me better.
But Iverson's the gimme. I'm going with Iverson, hands down.
Never say Kyle Korver again. I would never do that ever again.
I mean, you can go. To me, there's obviously. To me, there's four, right?
I like Kyle Korver.
It's the Mount Rushmore of Philly. Yes. It's Iverson. It's Barkley. It's Doctor, or it's Wilt. I mean, how do you not?
Yeah.
Can you imagine even Moses
Malone?
I mean, even Moses Malone. Imagine Wilt and Joel down low together.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Wouldn't it be fair,
dude? Even Barkley. Moses and Barkley, today, even in their today,
dude, it
probably are better option off the bench at power forward than we currently have.
Would not be fair.
Philly Sports Passion says Barkley 34, him and Embiid. What a duo!
Yeah. Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. Like for fit wise, it's either Barkley or Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Ted, Kobe was never here. When was he here?
Kobe wasn't here.
We're talking about former players. We're not.
I mean, I guess if you were to go lower Marion, he was here.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going like back, if we're doing like an accessory, sure, that's fine.
Because even in that draft year, like you. With the number 2 overall pick, you weren't drafting Kobe, right? It was Iverson was 2, right? Or am I blanking? Was he 1?
Iverson was 1.
1. I'm sorry. Even at number 1, you weren't drafting Kobe over AI. Even as their careers, as Kobe played a lot longer.
Philly Sports Passion, I disagree with you. No one's getting that man to shoot.
If he's not shooting yet.
No one's getting him to shoot. Finally, the Flyers.
Oh, jeez.
88. It's easy.
Yeah.
100%.
That one's easy. It's 88.
100.
And will always be 88.
Yep.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yep.
Any last minute things, fam, before we head out of here?
No, sir. I'm good.
Greg?
No. Let's go Sixers. Let's get another big dub. Another big dub on the road.
Yes, sir. Fam, much love to you. We appreciate you. We're all the comments, the questions, the interaction with you, all the likes, the subscribes. Like I said, if you're joining us for the first time, hit the like button, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on all of our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, especially on Instagram. Hey, head over to our Instagram. We're just short of 20,000 followers over there. Let's try and get to 20,000. Hey, it'll be like a little bet, like what will happen first? We get to 20,000 or Ben Simmons shoots a 3. I think it's easy. We get to 20,000. Mm-hmm. So make sure you follow us on all of our social media platforms. Colin asked us a real quick question. He says, "Yo, fellas, you plan on doing a mock draft show when we get closer to the draft?" Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have you covered, Colin.
Yeah, in like a month and a half, probably, but not quite yet.
When is the draft? April, right?
It's like the end of April. It's like the end of April.
26th, I want to say.
The draft in beautiful, sunny Cleveland, Ohio.
It is in Cleveland, ain't it?
Yeah.
Thought it was Vegas.
It was supposed to be Vegas, but a certain thing happened, and
are we sure it's not going to be remote again? Like, are we sure it's not going to be a lot?
No idea.
The dates for the draft is April 29th to May 1st.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Con, I can't wait until mock draft shows, but we've got a little bit. But yes, when that time comes, we will definitely be diving in. I would say that April month would be a lot of it. Ted, are you guys going to do an NFL free agency show come free agency day? Absolutely. When does free agency open?
March.
We got Birds of the Feather that talks Eagles and football every week. Plus, every other show is going to dive into it. Yeah, we might maybe not necessarily do a dedicated show just to free agency, but we're going to be talking about it. There's no question about it.
Yeah, we'll definitely dabble in it a little bit. But fam, stay tuned for tomorrow night. You've got Hockey Happy Hour. You've got Birds of a Feather talking, obviously, Eagles and NFL. You've got Hockey Happy Hour talking the latest with the Flyers. Obviously, they're on a little bit of a break. I believe they don't play. They won't play. Well, they don't get back in the facility until what, Monday, Greg? That's the latest thing?
Yeah, because I think they've officially canceled Sunday's game already.
Yeah, so they'll be giving you the latest updates over there. There's also, while there's no hockey going on Philly-wise, they'll be giving you the latest around the NHL. So make sure you check those guys out. The next time you'll see me, and you'll be seeing some of the guys. I know, Frank, you're a possibility for Friday, right?
There's a very, 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 very good chance because I like what you have planned for Friday.
Ralphie,
you better be there.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get Ralph in there. Greg, you're more than welcome to as well, even though you disrespect Mr. Fulgham and Mr. Davis.
Yeah. But it's the Travis Fulgham Appreciation Day on Friday.
I'll try to make it.
But what we've got, obviously, does free agency start in 5 days? March 17th. What is it? What are you talking about, Will?
Oh, let's see. Today is.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. Frank, while you're checking that, Friday show, fam, we've got a big one here. We didn't talk about it tonight. Figure we would save it for Friday. Certain article came out in the Inquirer this afternoon talking about, obviously, Carson Wentz is the biggest villain in the history of the city. Obviously, we're going to rip that to shreds on Friday, and that's going to trigger, obviously, we're going to talk about the biggest villains since the year 2000 in Philly sports. So we're going to be going through that, and obviously giving the latest with all of the Sixers and the Flyers news and the Phillies. So stay tuned for that on Friday. Also you have Spit and Fire with Rachel Blaze on Friday as well. Saturday, you've got Kicking It Stateside. You've got Steve and Zach with the weekly roundup. You've got the debut of the new show with Joe Castro, Philly the podcast, on Saturday. So make sure you check those guys out. We love those guys.
Philly's Saturday's packed full.
It's jam-packed. It's a big one. And then you've got Andy Ritter in this very ring, the wrestling guys, finishing off the night on Saturday. On Sunday, you've got Agree to Disagree. On Monday, we're right back with Monday Morning Quarterback with myself. If Tom's available, it'll be Tom. If it's not Tom, it'll be one of the other guys. And then we've got Sports Hounds following us. We've got Flight Zone following them on Monday. And finishing it off, you've got, obviously, Lazy Booking on Tuesday. Right back here on Wednesday next week, you've got After Dark, A2D After Dark with the ladies. And then you'll be right back with us for a little Sixers Rockets live reactions. But Frank, Ralph, as we talked about at the beginning, who is this show brought to you by?
It is brought to you by Sunrise Detox and the Counseling Center. Many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues, and especially in this crazy year of 2020 and 2021, we are very happy to support them. If you need help, call the friend of A2D, Rob Lutman, over at 856-651-8117. You can visit them online at sunrisedetoxcherryhill.com, and cherryhillcounselingcenter.com.
Mr. Delavecchio, who else are we brought to you by?
Body Check Wellness. You can find them at bodycheckwellness.com. You can use promo code A2D for all orders, 20% off.
And finally, brought to you by our doc, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. You can find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Fam, once again, we appreciate you. We love you. We'll see you on Friday.
Smash that like.
Yeah, smash the like, smash the subscribe button, click the share, obviously. We appreciate you. The guys on Birds of a Feather and Hockey Happy Hour see you tomorrow. We'll see you again on Friday. But until then, Frank, you want to hit the button, sir?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, and Ralph, Lakers suck, by the way.
Mm-hmm.